Good morning, everybody. Adam's here. He's got his coffee. He's not finished. I hope you're sitting down with a cup of tea or a cup of coffee and you're ready to enjoy 3 hours of amazing, gardening chat. Lots of plants, lots of help, advice, tips, those sorts of things.
Yeah, we do it differently here. We're not just about buy. We want to talk about things. We want to see your gardens. We want to give you advice. We want to hear your advice. We just want to make it just a really gardening experience.
Well, we were just talking about that in actual fact, weren't we? We were talking about injuries. Now, our lovely Stuart nearly didn't make it in this morning. He was a little bit late to work. I had a little message from him saying, I'm not sure I'm going to make it. I think I might have broken my thumb. Bless him. He sat in his shed just outside there, the control room. He's got an ice pack wrapped around his thumb, but he's trying to control everything. So a little bit of sympathy for Stuart, but we just thought it was quite an interesting one. What kind of gardening injuries have you had? What's the worst gardening injury you've ever had? Go on.
Well, I cut the end of my finger with a hedge trimmer. Got it stitched back on and it took, which was good. And I fell off a ladder and snapped the back off my heel.
Ow!
And then limped for 5 years.
All right, I gave myself tennis elbow a couple of yeyears ago, digging out a ceanothus bush out of my heavy, thick, claggy soil. Tennis elbow, it still hurts occasionally. I've since put some ceanothus back in, by the way, because I believe every garden should have a ceanothus, but that one was old and leggy and it needed to be gotten rid of. So yeah, let us know. Tell us what your worst gardening injury is. There's an email address down there, ygtv@yougarden.com. We want to hear about it. Let's have a little chat.
Sounds like one of those Sarah Cox things, isn't it? She does in the afternoon. She has one of those things every day, ringing about something. And your worst garden injuries. I reckon there's been some quite...
I can't wait to hear them. So I've got control of the iPad. I have all of the emails here. We've already had an email from Dingo. He's been showing us some pictures of his garden. We'll bring those up. Should we have a little look now? I'm going to go for this. I'm going for the last picture because this is wow.
Look at that.
Look at that.
That is... the word lush literally applies to that, doesn't it?
So lush, isn't it?
Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous.
Look at all that green tumbling over the front of those stones there, because that looks like a bit of a raised bit. You can barely even see the stones underneath.
Yeah, I think that might be something... I could be wrong, but I think it might be something called creeping Jenny.
Love it.
Yeah, beautiful. It has lovely yellow flowers. And look, there's some of that blue stuff at the back.
I know. What's that called?
I don't know. I've only seen that twice on pictures this year.
Sky.
Oh, that's it, yeah.
That's what it is, honest. But look at his hostas. They're all looking great, aren't they?
And there's some little... Are they lilies on the right-hand side? Because they look like some stonking gorgeous
lilies
coming up. Well, actually,
he sent us some other pictures and it's got lilies in. I'm just going to bring that one up for you. I can't scroll, Stu. There we go, look, we've got some beautiful lilies going on in Dingo's garden as well. Gorgeous red and white ones in there too. So absolutely beautiful. This is where you need to send all your information to. So we want your worst gardening injuries, but we also want to see your beautiful gardens, and I will be bringing those up on the iPad. If you send your emails to ygtv@yougarden.com. I am also on the chat for YouTube. So join us on the chat on YouTube. Join us on the chat on Facebook. Stu is going to be telling us the stories and the messages from Facebook, and I'll be looking at the ones from YouTube. But a few other things to tell you before we get into it. First of all, we do have free postage available if you get your order to over £40. There is a special code that's on the screen right now. What is it, Adam?
Oh, the special code is YGTV2324.
Yes. So when you place your order, if you put the offer code in, YGTV2324, and your order is over £40, you will have absolutely no postage to pay on your order. Plus, that code unlocks all of the special deals. And we do have lots of special deals.
We always... I don't know if we make any money, to be honest, because we seem to give more away than what we actually charge you for.
We're here for the fun of it. We don't care. So we've got buy one, get one free. We've got buy one, get two free. We've got savings. We've got double up deals, and it's all unlocked with that special offer code. So I know all you regulars, you know this, but anybody that's new that's watching, it's really important you put that in, because that's how you get all of the amazing deals. It is also the way that you get a free gift added into your basket. Oh, I'll turn it around the right way.
Is it this stuff, the free gift?
Yeah.
Hey. That is good.
Yes.
That is good.
Well, this is a sachet of the Blooming Fast. Now, it's not the smaller sachet, because we do a smaller one. This is the size up. This is worth £4.99. It makes 100 litres of some of the best feed out there, yeah?
It does as well, because this isn't just your bog standard NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. It's got all those trace elements in there as well, which is kind of like you having your multivitamins with all the trace elements. So this is as good as liquid feed can get, to be honest.
Well, when we had this as the free gift previously, we also stockpiled on this, so we placed multiple orders, stockpiled this so that we had some to at least start our summer journey with. So I know I'm getting low on this. Now is a really good time to place multiple orders so you get multiple sachets of this. If you've got a 5-litre watering can, how many is this going to make? 20 watering cans. I'm just going to do the maths in my head for a second.
I tell you, you could use that as a foliar feed as well.
Oh, yeah.
So if you've got one of those sprayers, and make sure you've never, ever, ever, ever used weed killer in it, but if you've got one of those sprayers, you can actually make a foliar feed and go over and feed the foliage as well.
Very good. So there's lots of things to do. If you place multiple orders, you'll get multiple bags of this, and this is the time to do it because this is something that you're going to be using all summer long. More roots, more shoots, more fruits, better gardens, basically, by feeding your plants.
What's our, because there's always a goodie thing, isn't there, to get us over that kind of little boundary for what we've got today, do you think?
All right,
so
we've got a couple of things.
Again, possibly?
Do you know, I've forgotten to bring the Torinos in, Stu.
Oh, we'll grab them in a minute.
He says he'll throw them at me. The Torino pots is a buy one, get two free, and it's $3.99, I think, so that's a good one just to tip yourself over the basket. But if we go to anything and it's really low price, we'll highlight that to you and we'll show you what to do within your basket. Final thing is make sure you join the club. I'll bring up the details in a little while, but it's £5 to join. You get 10% discount off everything that you order for 12 months. That's amazing. First thing we need to do, though, reminder of that Oleander deal.
Look at these.
Because this is one of the best deals, honestly, that we are going to bring you. We've had a brilliant deal on this. We had it as a buy one, get one free. We've now got this as a double up deal where you can get two for £19.99. That doesn't sound right, does it?
It doesn't sound right, to be honest.
So it used to be $29.99 to get two of them because it was a buy one, get one free. Now you're going to get both of these for £19.99. If you put two in your basket, if you enter the code YGTV2324, you'll get them for £10 each. Yeah, that doesn't make sense, does it?
No, I mean, if they were kind of in 9-centimetre pots or, and there was like sort of just one stem on each. But I mean, the fact that these are multi-stemmed, multi-branched, look at that.
Yeah, I mean, this was from yesterday. Stu went out and did this little video yesterday afternoon so that you can see what these are looking like right now in the nursery. They're all ready to be dispatched for you. This is the red variety. I know there's an email going out, I think I saw it this morning. I think there's an email going out for the pink ones, so that's available, but the red is absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? And these are, as you say, really good quality.
These are stunning, Bex. I mean, these are absolutely amazing. I mean, these are grown from cuttings, but you can see, if you look in the pot, quite often you have 3 groups of 3 stems generally on these.
That's exactly what I can see on this one.
These are multi-stemmed straight away, so you're not getting some weaselly little single stem thing with just a few flowers on top. You're getting that multi-branch plant. You're getting that gorgeous willow-shaped, verdant, shiny, glossy foliage all the way down to the bottom. Oh dear me, look at that again.
Yeah, I mean,
get
look,
in there. It's a rooty beauty.
Rooty beauty, root structure. You can see those multiple stems that Adam's talking about. Foliage right down to the bottom as well, and that's because these come from the best oleander grower that we know of. They are a Sicily-based family-owned business. There is a waiting list to get to work with them. We had to join that waiting list, but we've been working with them for a few years now, and our head gardener is so proud of that relationship because they genuinely are the best.
They are, and that root system absolutely proves it. Because I remember donkeys years ago, I used to get plants from a garden centre near where I used to live, and sometimes the guys would get the plants in for me, and then they'd ring me up and say, I'm sorry, Adam, but these are not going to be any good for you. And I said, well, why is that? He said, well, we've taken them out of the pot, and it looks like the guys potted them up on the way over. Because literally, sometimes they had no root system on them at all.
Yep.
You pull them out the pot and all the soil falls away. These are just incredible. And even though it's been a really, really, can I say crappy?
You just did?
Even though it's been a really crappy summer so far and we've not had hardly any sunshine, these are still flowering their socks off and looking good. Yeah,
they grow surprisingly well here in the UK. Obviously, they're a Mediterranean beauty. You see them lots in those gorgeous hot Mediterranean countries. They're drought tolerant. They grow freely, don't they? There's nobody out there watering them. But actually, they're well adapted to growing here in our UK conditions as well. All they really want from you is the sunniest spot possible. And it doesn't need to be I mean, obviously it's going to love it if it is bright, sunshiny days. We're just talking light, aren't we?
Yeah, the brightest, sunniest position possible, well-drained soil is what they really, really love. If you're in a super cold area, fantastic pot plants. They do brilliantly in pots, and they will go down to about -5. And in recent years, in the last 10, 15 years, I've seen bigger and bigger oleanders in the UK because they're getting through more and more winters and getting to that larger size as, as the climate warms up. I did find it fun the other day, though. They actually said it's been the warmest May on record.
I know.
And I was like, yeah,
hang on.
I know.
We think it's rubbish.
I was expecting to hear a cat laugh at that point, but,
All right, well, it's 680057 if you want to take advantage of the oleander deal that we've got. It's not on our favourites table, but it kind of should be. Honestly, this was one of the best sellers yesterday, and it's going to continue to be the same today. Now, you mentioned about pots.
Yes.
In
they're gorgeous pets.
Colder areas
Love
of the country
these
or any area of the country, if you want to keep these in a pot, and some of you might want to because these are toxic to cats, to humans, to dogs. So you might want to keep it in a pot to keep them out of the way. We've got a couple of options for you. This is the pair of Laurel planters that we've got here. So you will get 2 of these. They are 13-inch in diameter, 10-litre capacity, and you've got a £9 saving on here. So these work out at £6.49 each. Sorry, £8.49 each, or even less if you are in the club, obviously, because you get 10% discount off there as well. But these are great, aren't they? They've even got the reinforcing around the rim.
That looks classic in
that
pot as well.
It?
When you look at it on the screen there, how gorgeous does that look with that lovely, lovely green foliage and contrasting with that pot. And the quality of that pot is fantastic. And you say you've got that strengthened rim around the top there, which is great. You've got that lovely embossing on the side. And we always say this thing that if you sort of put these on a stand in a high street somewhere and just ask people as they're walking by, just tell me, are these metallic or these plastic? And you'd really have to kind of look and stop and to realise, these are plastic, but they're not like plastic used to be. You haven't got all those horrible seams down the side. You've not got all that blow mould bits of, papery plastic all hanging off, making them look cheap. These look quality, and that is knockout. That looks so top end there with that oleander in that gorgeous pot.
I love it. 130242 is the item number if you'd like to go for the Laurels. Remember, there is a £9 saving, but you only get that £9 saving if you enter the offer code YGTV2324 when you place your order, and that will also put your free gift into your basket as well. By the way, you can order on the phone lines as well if you would prefer. You can go to YouGarden.com to place your order on the website, or you can go to our phone lines 0844 502 0050. Just tell the operator that you've got an offer code to use so that you can access all of those savings. That's the first option of pots that we've got for you on our show today, but I do have another option of pot for you as well if you would like to go for these. Apparently I need to tell you a secret.
Oh dear.
I can't remember what the secret is, Stu. The what? Oh yes, I know what the secret is now. Hold on. Right, so this is the Laval planter, and this is the price that you can see on screen for a pair of the Laval planters. So, £14.98, it's a £5 saving, and that oleander looks absolutely beautiful in that pot as well, doesn't it? However, excuse me, this is the secret. Last week we had another option on here where you could double up, so you could get 4 of these. Somebody's forgotten to turn that promo off. So that is still available. We'll show you on the website what you're going to get here, because you can get 4 of these. Right, we put the oleander in the basket. It's $29.99, isn't it? Hang on a second, because we definitely said you were going to get lower than that. We've got 1 oleander, and we've got 2 pots in there, a twin pack of pots. Look at the price, £51.96. We don't want to pay that, do we? Let's put the code in, YGTV2324. Let's apply that code. Oh, the free fertiliser has gone into the basket, first of all. Now, look at the Laval planters. We've got a saving. Look at the oleander. We've got a saving. That's half price. But we can do better, can't we? Let's add a second oleander into the basket. Oh, now look, it's £10 each, so it's $19.99 for the 2 of those. And we can also do a double up deal on the twin pack of the Laval planters. This is the secret, look. Put 2 in your basket, it's only £19.98, which means you're going to get 4 of those Laval planters for £5 each. Now just check out the order total, because do you remember it was 56 something, wasn't it? Now we've added more into our basket and we've taken 10 quid off the price. It's now 5 quid. £46.96. This is a great time to join the club as well. You're going to save a further £6 if you join the club. It will cost you £5 to join, so technically you're only saving £1 today, but it means that you are going to be saving 10% off every order that you place for the next 12 months. Now, the annoying thing here is we're at £39.97. And of course, we know we get free postage over £40. So we know we only need to spend £3. Sorry, 3 pence. The lowest price item we've got on the show is our, I think it is, isn't it? It's our Torino pots. 130272, if you would like to have a look at these. It's coming up. There we go. These are the Torino pots, and it is on a buy one, get two absolutely free. So £3.99. If you're in the club, obviously it's 10% less than that as well. Just put one in your basket and then you'll see, look, you've got one there and you've got two free. That now tips us over the £40. We're actually spending less again. Can you see it's come down from 46 to 43? We're paying less and we're getting 3 pots included in that basket. There, that's where we're going to go now and join the club. Honestly, this is why you need to play around with your baskets. This is why you need to be watching us so that we can help you to save as much as possible. Now, that basket with 1 oleander and 2 pots started at just close to £52. We're now at £44.56. We've got 4 of the Laval, we've got 3 of the Torino pots, we've got an extra oleander, and we've got our free plant food included. That's amazing, isn't it?
I'm kind of standing here looking at the screen.
You're stunned, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm just kind of mesmerised, really. That's just phenomenal. I mean, absolutely phenomenal. It's crazy, and I just love the idea of, you know, because everybody hates paying postage, don't they? It's like,
yeah, and I get it.
Yeah, and
sometimes it can be quite, you know, it can stop you from buying because the postage cost can just be really
It's done it for me. I mean, I've gone online sometimes to buy like small trees and things, and the tree might be $49.99, and then I think, oh, that's not too bad, and then the P&P that can get
$8.99 or something.
Oh, even more. Sometimes they've got to palletise it, and it's like the postage can be 50, 60 quid. It's more than the actual tree. So the fact that you're going to get pots for 2 quid cheaper than you know, the 6 quid you're paying on P&P is fantastic.
Yeah, and I do love these as well. I think they're actually really classy looking. They're quite beautiful, aren't they?
Yeah.
Again, they've got the drainage in, they're UV stabilised, they're frost resistant, they're lightweight, they're designed to last for many years. And of course, if you're going to go for that secret double up deal here, which is put 2 twin packs into your basket, enter the code, then we will obviously send those out for £19.99, £5 each pot included there. 130595 is the item number if you would like to go for the Laval planters. Right, let me tidy up slightly. And then we're going to move on to our beautiful, and it is beautiful, it's an Acer plant that we're going to take you on to next. Now, to me, it doesn't look like an Acer, because for me, the Acer is those sort of palmatum, those dissected leaves. It's got that lovely kind of, I don't know, that's what I really do love about Acers. So this to me doesn't feel like an Acer, but it is beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, and the Acer are a big family. I mean, there's a lot of different types of Acers with different leaf shapes. So, yeah, they're not always got that classic sort of Japanese maple look.
No.
But I do adore this. I mean, it is really, really stunning. First of all, the red stems. The red stems.
I mean, that is bright, isn't it?
I mean, bright. Every new stem is lovely in red. And then when the leaves come out, I mean, you're getting 3 colours sometimes. You're getting sort of pinks, you're getting greens, you're getting sort of yellow to white kind of marbling on the leaves as well. And as this tree matures, even the bark is fantastically interesting as well, because you get this sort of white streaked bark on these trees.
Oh, yeah, it's the snake's skin or snake's head variety, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got that kind of look to it, Beck. So all times of year, this looks great, even when it's lost its leaves. And again, you know, one thing that Acers all have in common is fabulous autumn foliage colour. But look at that. I mean, that is a amazing, isn't it? That one is stunning there. That kind of mix of that mottled mix of colours.
Mottled. That's the word I was about to use.
Yeah,
as well.
and that's the stem. Look, you can see the stem there. It's got those sort of white. I guess you call them striations, really, kind of going down the stem that look absolutely fantastic. So even on a winter's day, imagine that on a sort of a late winter's day when this tree matures a little bit, and you've got early snowdrops or daffodils or crocuses sort of flowering around the base of that, and that bark is kind of wet but being kind of uplighted by the late winter sun. That's going to look fantastic. And then, of course, the foliage comes out in the spring, looking phenomenal, looking glorious, giving these different colour ranges. I mean, the one in the studio isn't showing as much colour as it will as it matures a little bit more. And quite often the secret with variegated plants is to give them sunshine, brighter spaces. The darker place you put them in, the less variegation you have. The brighter the area, the more variegation you have. Because what actually happens on the plant, the variegated areas on the plant don't actually photosynthesize, so they have to be subsidised by the green areas. So when you put them in shade, they go more green. If you put them in the sun, they can afford to have more variegation. But this is knockout, gets quite tall, but you know, most acers you can prune back, you can keep tidy. But yeah, I love this one, absolutely love it.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. I think there's lots to look at. It does have a stick in here. I'm assuming we don't need to keep that in. That's just to keep it in place for transport.
Well, should we do that then? Should we just quickly just take, because I like doing this kind of, because sometimes, you know, things are a bit trussed up, so we can send them out to you, obviously, so we need to protect them. So if we just loosen that one up a bit.
Look.
Yeah, there we go. Look at that.
Yeah, that's so pretty.
Yeah,
look at that
that's
now.
better. Look, that's kind of more natural now.
Yes,
That's how you'd expect to see it. So it's a
multi-branch
multi-branch plant.
You can also see those stems and things as well, and it's kind of this gorgeous bright pink colour that we've got to them.
And it'll have the snowflake symbol when you order it, which is a hardy lifetime guarantee, because this is a hardy plant. If you buy this plant and 4 years, 5 years, 10 years down the line, this plant dies, we'll replace the plant. We'll just ask you to pay for the P&P, but other than that, you've got that guarantee. So if you're a new gardener and you want to try something and you're a little bit unsure, you've got that reassurance with us that we'll replace it. Yeah,
fabulous. £10 saving on that one. 511520 is the item number if you would like to go for the Acer Red Flamingo. Just £26.99 if you are in the club. Offer code, remember, YGTV2324. That's how you get these prices, plus that free gift of the amazing Blooming Fast soluble plant food. I love the fact that it's soluble as well.
Yeah, soluble.
You're not having to carry a great big thing. You're not paying for water.
No.
And you're not paying for anything because it's a free gift. But you know what I mean.
And the good thing with soluble feeds as well is, I mean, at the moment it's not dry. But when you have dry weather and you put down a granular feed, if it's really dry, it just sits on the top. It doesn't dissolve. Whereas liquid feed, it works immediately. It'll work through the foliage as a foliar feed, and it will go straight into the roots.
Very good.
I'm de-sticking this one as well, Bex.
Yeah, do it.
Yes,
okay, so I was talking about this one yesterday because I'm excited about this one. I have in my head, you know how people do fantasy football leagues and things?
Yeah.
I've got a fantasy garden. So if I was designing a brand new garden from scratch, which at some point I will do one day, this is on my list of plants that I'm putting in that garden. I've got a list of them now. I'm working through them. It's in my head. I'm going to write it down at some point. But this is actually on my list of plants that are going to go in my fantasy garden because it is, I mean, it's gorgeous, isn't it?
It is stunning, and I tell you what as well, it would work brilliantly with your Acers.
Yes.
Kind of plant these in the area with the Acers, and the kind of the structure of this, and those sort of pure snow white flower heads on here, which are sort of you can see here where the flower heads have been. It is absolutely phenomenal. This is a shrub with a sort of a conical shape to it. Gorgeous, interesting foliage, and again, it's another one of those ones that's got red stems. So the new stems are quite nice and red. The leaves have also got like sort of touches of red as well, and I love the feel of those leaves. They're kind of sort of a little bit bristly. They're kind of really, really nice leaves. Sometimes viburnums. No, that one doesn't, but sometimes they have like fragrant foliage as well. And this has got that sort of conical shape, and you can understand why they call it Kilimanjaro, because you can just imagine that sort of mountain kind of shape with that white kind of covering of the flower.
But it also gets these kind of tears on it, doesn't it?
It does,
it's known as the wedding cake tree, and so you get these lovely, you get this nice shape here, but then you get this, they're like little shelves that appear out of the tree, aren't they? Out of the bush, and they have these gorgeous white flowers on them, a bit like the tears of a wedding cake. And yes, the flowers have gone over right now, but it's not completely over, is it? Because you get a second flush of these flowers later. You get a second flush of those. You get berries as well on here as well, so you get those sort of attractive berries. And the thing with this one as well, this makes a great specimen plant. This is a great sort of standalone plant. I mean, again, fantastic for a pot. This will grow very well in a decent sized pot if you want to just have it on your balcony or your patio or somewhere. But this is a real knockout shrub, and what's making me grin about actually is it's just occurred to me, this is actually what we're sending out. Yes.
This is pretty flipping established, isn't it, to be honest, Bex? Look at the size of this plant.
It's a really beautifully established plant. It's in that 3-litre pot. I was going to see if I could get it out.
That's substantial already, isn't it? I mean, that is instant impact. Yeah. Again, look at the root system on that.
I mean, that is a nicely established, very rooty beauty right there, raring to grow in your garden. And honestly, the beauty that this gives over multiple seasons, because yes, you get those beautiful flowers that happen sort of late springtime. You get the gorgeous berries that happen throughout the summer.
You do.
You get a second flush of flowers that happen. The leaves also do that wonderful colour changing thing before they drop in autumn. Yeah. There's lots to look at.
Yes, and even in the winter time, look at the berries there. I mean, those berries are gorgeous, aren't they? So you've got those gorgeous red berries. And even in the winter time, when this tree's completely bare, you've got that nice structure to look at. So it is one of those shrubs, a bit like the Acer we brought you, the Acer conspicuum. It's it's a shrub that's interesting all the year through. It's not just boring, kind of no interest at all in the winter. But this shrub is elegant, it's classic, it really will kind of lift the tone of any garden.
Yeah, and super easy to look after, minimal pruning required on this. You kind of let it do its thing, don't you? Let it grow, because it grows in a beautiful shape.
Yeah.
510690 is your item number, and you've got a £10 saving if you enter the offer code YGTV2324 when you place your order. It's definitely on my list, my fantasy garden list. It's going in. The next house I have, we will move house at some point. The next house, the next garden, that's going in. I just can't put it in the one I'm in at the moment.
Your post children have fledged the nest house.
When I'm an empty nester.
Yeah. Oh, you'd have grandchildren in though, wouldn't you, as well?
Ooh.
You'll have.
510690 for your Viburnum Kilimanjaro. Now we're going to bring you onto the compost. You're getting a minute. Go.
Oh, a minute. Okay, got a minute to win it. Yeah, I mean, this compost is phenomenal. Why am I telling you that? I mean, it's the most 5-star reviewed product we've kind of ever brought to you. And this is a professional compost. And what I love about it is it's just so brilliantly simple. You go to the garden centre sometimes, you see all these different composts with all this information on that just confuses you so much. This is hugely peat reduced compost, and we're all going that way, and eventually it will be peat free. But we've got that composted wood fibre in there instead, doing multiple things, letting air get down to the roots, letting water get down to the roots, and also allowing the roots to penetrate the compost. Slow release fertiliser in this as well, so it's going to feed your plants for up to 6 months. It's actually got a wetting agent, so it makes the compost hydrophilic, meaning it loves water. It's like kitchen towel. It wants to suck in and absorb the water, not repel it like some compost do when they dry out. And it's pH balanced as well. That sounds gobbledygooky, but basically means it's not too acid, it's not too alkaline, it's towards the middle, so the vast majority of plants are going to thrive and grow in this compost. It feels gorgeous, it smells gorgeous, it's a lightweight, airy compost. Bex has used it, I've used it, Stu, our product, has used it. We get such phenomenal results from this. It's the sort of professional compost that growers use in countries like Spain, Italy, the Netherlands, UK, these huge areas that literally, and that's an overused word, but literally produce billions of plants every year. That's the sort of compost they're going to use. And it just comes in these really super plain bags. Again, Stuart Product always says the value's in the bag, not on the bag, because this isn't going to be kind of going through a third party. You order it, we bag it, we send it out to you. No celebrity endorsement. In fact, this compost has endorsed itself with all the 5-star reviews.
It has indeed. Go to the website if you want to check those out, because I get you. Like when you guys you're paid to stand there and tell us that it's amazing, and yes, we are paid to stand here and tell you it's amazing. But genuinely, it is amazing. It is the compost that we use. But if you are a bit sceptical, just go and have a little look at the reviews on the website, or put a message in the chat. Put a message in the chat on YouTube, or put a message in the chat on Facebook, because our wonderful regulars, they will tell you how amazing this compost actually is. Now then, if you want to get your order to over £40, add some compost, because that's a great way to get your order to over £40, and then you'll get your free postage. However, If you want to get multiples of your free gift, this is also a great way of being able to do that, because there is no postage included with this particular item, 100125. So if you place an order for your compost, actually, do you know what? Think about it. I need 300 litres of compost.
Okay.
Do 3 separate orders.
I like your style.
Don't put 3 in your basket. Put 1 in your basket. Enter the code YGTV2324. Check out. You'll get a bag of your Blooming Fast. Come back, do it again. Put your code in. You'll get another bag of your Blooming Fast. Do it again. Put the code in. You'll get a bag of your Blooming Fast. Then what you can do, so you've got your 300 litres of your compost, and you've got 3 bags. That's 300 litres worth of your Blooming Fast.
15 quid.
Worth £15, yeah, absolutely. And then come back and place another order for your plants, get that to over £40, check out using the code, you'll get another bag of your Blooming Fast. So that'll be £20 worth of value, 400 litres worth of your Blooming Fast. You see where I'm going with this, right? It's a great way of being able to get multiples of your free gift just by ordering some compost. 1 order, 2 order, 3 orders, however many times you want to do it.
So that's 80 of those watering cans worth now that you've got.
Exactly. If you
for
place
free.
4 orders.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good, right? Check out the reviews on the Blooming Fast as well as on the compost. In fact, this is just from the last couple of days, just from 2 days ago. Carol says she loves how she can now purchase large bags of good compost and have it delivered to my door. Before, I was having to buy a small bag to put in my shopping trolley and walk home with it. Also like to give Delivery Guy 5-star. He was so helpful. Oh, that's very nice, Carol. Thank you. Jean says good quality compost, reasonable price. Joan says delivery and packaging very good. Not yet had a chance to use product, too much rain. Bless you. Yeah, I'm sorry, we can't control the weather. Get your brolly out. No. I don't know, I was gardening in the rain the other day, but it's not that much fun. Right. Go ahead and take a little look at those reviews, and we need to get on to some of our amazing plants. Now, this is what we call our favourites table. We change our favourites table depending on what you buy. Sometimes, on a Wednesday, we nail it, we get it right. In fact, I'm going to say most of the time, when we set out the favourites table on a Wednesday, we kind of know what you're going to like, we can see where the value is, and, you know, most of the time we get it right. We
get a kind of feeling, don't we? We get the gist from kind of your comments, the pictures you send. Yeah, so we kind of, get a sort of a sixth sense for what's going to be a favourite.
We didn't nail it yesterday at all. We've mostly changed this table, but that's absolutely fine. We're happy to admit when we've got it wrong. We are sticking with the cannas on this table. They're this beautiful bronze peach canna on this table. And cannas are really quite tropical, exotic, beautiful looking plants, aren't they?
They are, and these have also got a lifetime guarantee, I believe, these ones as well, which, for cannas is phenomenal. And I always say with gardening, there's so much to learn. I learned something new about cannas recently as well. Apparently, they're meant to deter rabbits and deer from your garden.
Yes, they do.
I never knew that. Yeah. So it's great to learn something new. But cannas, drama. I mean, they give complete drama. These ones are probably, sort of 12 going on 18 inches tall.
Yeah.
And already they look spectacular.
See where the flowers are. I mean, the flowers must be coming soon. They must be coming soon.
Well, the great thing about cannas is that they give that sort of mid to late summer colour as well, which is great. And they just give incredible drama, incredible impact.
Look at that foliage. Look at that gorgeous, lush. It's also almost got a sheen to it as well.
And the colour of it, Bex, as well.
The colour is absolutely incredible. And the flowers, when these appear, this is the best time to get these because the flowers are going to come very, very soon and they are going to look absolutely gorgeous. In fact, our lovely Sean, let's put the details actually of the cannas on the screen for you because we've still got the compost there. And then let's have a little look with our Sean because he was here yesterday and he went out into the nursery and had a little look at these and they do look spectacular.
Hello. Well, I'm out on the nursery. I'm having a lovely day, actually. And I was just drawn to the Canna Canova bronze lilies because for me, even though these aren't in flower yet, there are buds coming on many of these, the foliage is gorgeous, isn't it? The bronze looks just so striking. But you imagine in probably about, I would say a month, 2 months max, you'll have these lovely tall stems covered in those fiery flowers. These are really, to me, exotic. They really can make a garden look incredible, kind of in terms of it looking tropical. And these will come back year after year. You actually, so sort of like, it's almost like a buy two, get one free, so you get 3 for under £20. You will need to protect them over the winter, so let them die down, just keep them in a cool, dry, frost-free place, and then they'll come back year after year. And they do get bigger and stronger as well. So in year 2, year 3, you get more and more of those gorgeous flower stems and more leaves. Now, I've just just had a little look at the roots on this one. I mean, my word, that is a really strong plant, isn't it? Amazing, actually. And I think these look great in pots. I mean, you can put them in your beds and borders, but I personally would grow them in pots. Then it's a lot easier to overwinter them. And having 3, if you go for the offer of 3 in identical pots could look really, really magical. I've got a few of these in my garden. I tend to have them in pots near my palms and my kind of grasses and things like that, and they can just really look rather magical. So yes, it's the Canna Canova bronze, and you can get 3 of those today on the show now for less than £20.
Aren't they looking amazing? And this is why we do these videos for you, actually, when we get a chance to go out and Stuart can film something, because we want you to see what is just outside those doors, what is waiting to be, you know, dispatched and delivered to you, hopefully very soon. And you can see on those little shots that Stuart did, there's loads of those that have got those buds coming. This is going to be the perfect time to get hold of this particular plant now, because you're actually going to get the best of it in your garden this year. Now, they've got a triple deal on this one. We don't often do triple deals. So what we're going to do is, the code is already entered in the basket. You can tell because the free gift is already in there. Now, what Stuart's done is he's put 1 canna lily in there, £9.99. We put 2 in, look. It's come up at $19.98. Look what happens when we put 3 in. Look, exactly the same price as when we had 2 in the basket. It's basically like a buy 2, get 1 absolutely free. Planting in 3s, we know, is a great way of
Definitely.
Planting in the garden, right?
Yeah, love it.
Yeah, so make sure you've got a code. Make sure you've put 3 in your basket. What about just a quick one? Like looking after these, like over winter.
Well, funnily enough, what I was going to say was you might want to think about putting a bit of strolch in your basket as well, because you can leave these in the ground. These have got the lifetime guarantees. I'm sure I remember seeing the snowflake symbol on these.
We'll check it. We'll have a look.
Which kind of, again, gives you that sort of reassurance that yeah, they've got that. So, you know, if you lose these, we will replace them. But yeah, these are tough. So again, put cannas in a lovely sunny kind of bright position, well drained soil. But what you can do, I mean, I've known loads of people to leave cannas in recent years. But if you're in a particularly cold area, we've got a fantastic product called strolch that you can put over the top of the roots of the cannas during the winter time. Put about 3 or 4 inches over the top, and that acts like a duvet, and that will protect those roots even more from the really heavy rain and the frost and things like that. And they should come up year after year after year, and they'll form bigger clumps. I mean, when they get really established, it's not unusual to have 5 or 6 separate stems come up, each with that fantastic flower spike, and they flower their socks off for such a long time. And they're great because they're from kind of midsummer all the way right into autumn, almost to the frosts, really. They're absolutely incredible.
Lovely. 450161 is the item number. Remember to put 3 in your basket and have that code in so that you're getting 1 for free. You can just go for 1 if you like. You can, of course. It's $9.99 for 1, or $8.99 if you are in the club. But if you do want multiples, obviously we've got a bit of a saving for you if you put 3 of those into your basket. Now, there's lots of people in the chat, loads of people saying good morning on YouTube. So good morning to George, Julie, Neil, Elaine. Who was watching in sunny Wales? Elaine is watching in sunny Wales at the moment. I'm glad it's sunny for you out there. Neil says he's going to be dipping in and out and catching up fully later. But nice. They're all saying good morning to us. So good morning to you as well. I know we've got some emails. I will come to that in a second because Ruth has sent us some gorgeous pictures, so I will bring those up for you so we can spy on your garden as well. But let's move on. We're on to the second item on our favourites table, and this is the amazing Geranium Rozanne. And Stu's going to tell me if I don't point out to you, first of all, check out the price when it pops up on here. £9.99, £8.99 if you're in the club. And the reason that's so amazing is, let me just pick this up so you can see the size of the pot here, okay? It will fill out, it will create this beautiful mound of foliage, and then you get the most delightful geranium flowers on here. And this one is an award winner, isn't it?
Do you know what, Bex? I have planted probably thousands, and I don't exaggerate, over the years I've probably planted thousands of Geranium Rozanne. In recent years, this geranium has taken the geranium world by storm. It is an absolute, I know that sounds dramatic, but honestly, it is one of the most fantastic geraniums I've ever used when planting up customers' gardens or garden designs. It flowers non-stop for month after month after month. It is crazy how long it flowers for. I mean, it keeps going up until November, even December. It's only really bad frost and winter weather that finally kind of get it to stop flowering. It makes a fabulous ground cover. So you can put one plant in an area the size of a dustbin lid, or even bigger than that, and it will cover that area. I mean, it's if you've got a lot of space but you haven't got a lot of money and you want to cover an area really quickly and really well, honestly, try this geranium. It is bone hardy, stupid hardy, drought tolerant, not fussy about soil. I've seen it grow in dappled shade. I've seen it grow in full sun. In fact, in some of our customers' gardens, it's done a few weird things. Sometimes if it hits a shrub, I've actually seen it grow up and come out the top of a shrub like 3 or 4 feet up, which kind of looks really, really bizarre. So honestly, it's a phenomenal geranium. In fact, last year and the year before, we actually struggled to get hold of large numbers of these because it was so popular, Bex, that garden centres and things were just selling out. They couldn't sort of keep enough stock of it. So if you want a geranium that's dramatic, gorgeous foliage, almost like buttercup foliage actually on there, incredible purple flowers that are just, keep coming and coming and coming, go for this. Honestly, you'll love it.
Yeah, it's one of the excuse me, it's one of the favourite plants in my garden because it's super easy, just tolerant of everything. I don't need to constantly water it. I didn't deadhead it once last year, and I had loads and loads of flowers on it, and it flowered for ages, as you say. So it's a brilliant one. Yeah. This actually won the Royal Horticultural Society Plant of the Centenary. That's at the 100th Chelsea Flower Show. Now, the competition for the Plant of the Year at the Chelsea Flower Show is incredible, isn't it?
It is.
The competition for that is just beyond anything. But to get it at the 100th Chelsea Flower Show, I just think is a real, proper, true accolade, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that's just incredible. And the RHS, don't sort of give these awards lightly. That plant's really got over the most amazing attributes to get that. But honestly, it is a super tough geranium. But you see,
look at that.
I mean, that is loads and loads of plants together there. But I'm just trying to think. Probably the biggest ground one I saw probably covered area the size of, almost like half the size of a dining room table.
Wow,
I mean, it really did spread. But I mean, you can clip it back.
It, though.
You can control it.
Yeah.
So if you might be thinking, that would get too big for me, you can clip it back. Yeah. And it just reshoots, and it doesn't get. It's not upset about being clipped back. And at the end of the year, it is so easy to clear it back once the foliage has died down, because you just trace all the stems back to the main plant, clip them off about 1 or 2 inches above ground level, and the whole lot just comes away, and you just lift this nice little neat root ball in the ground that sits there through the winter, and then next spring, bang, it comes back.
Mine's looking amazing at the moment. I mean, it's a really big size right now. It's quite lush, sort of dense shaped foliage. It's in a neat mounded shape, and then I'm getting these stems starting to come out with the flowers on.
Yeah, the neatness thing, Bex, as well is
it's so neat.
Because some geraniums get quite tall, and when they flop, don't they? We get really windy, rainy weather, and they all flop over and they look messy. This one never gets particularly tall, so about 12 inches tall, sort of flower-wise, on really strong, wiry stems. So, and you won't ever see all the flowers all flopping down and looking sad. They always look good. But for us now, when we do garden designs and when we think about planting certain customers' gardens, Geranium Rozanne is always a go-to sort of geranium for us.
It's in my fantasy garden.
Good.
It's made the list. It's right there. £8.99 if you are in the club for a really good-sized, well-established Geranium Rozanne, multi-award winning, plant of the centenary, drought-tolerant, flowers its socks off, super easy to look after. Did I tick lots of boxes?
Disease resistant as well.
Disease resistant.
Yeah.
There's another box we're going to tick right there. 560292 is the item number if you want to add that into your basket. Remember, it's on our favourites table. This was one of the most popular items yesterday. It's been upgraded onto our favourites table. I think because of all those boxes we've ticked, but also $8.99 if you're in the club. That's going to be amazing from year one. 560292 is the item number. Let's move on to, and this is another one I've got in my garden actually, Coreopsis, the early sunrise. This was the second most popular as of yesterday. So let's see if it holds its place today. 3 of these 9-centimetre pots. And can I just, oh, why have we only got 2? You can get, you will get 3, I promise you. And just check out that saving. £19.98 saving. It's like a buy 1, get 2 free here. We've taken 2/3 off this.
This is beautiful. I mean, again, funny enough, just done a design for a border just down the road from where I live in Swaffham, and we've actually incorporated Coreopsis into that bed because the lady there wanted one that will attract bees and pollinators because they keep bees. These are lovely, Coreopsis. Coreopsis, they have this sort of delicate habit to them. They're very, very easy to grow. Basically, what they like is full sun, well-drained soil, and they just have these super sunshine, bright yellow, cheery flowers for month after month after month. This will have the lifetime guarantee as well. This comes back year after year after year. And it's just one of those plants that is so simple to establish, but just flowers for so long. Just deadhead them, keep them deadheaded if you can. You can already see there's some flower buds coming on the ones we've got here. Yep. And I'm going to lift it up by the flower bud.
You're going to pull that flower off, aren't you?
That's a bit, well, I hope not to, but yeah.
I was just thinking, because you love to do your pinching. You love to do that, don't you?
Oh.
You don't need to on Coreopsis,
No,
do you?
no, I'm not going to pinch this one out. No. But again, look at the gorgeous root system on that.
Very nice.
I mean, that is fabulous, isn't it? Yeah, Stu, our productor's just saying, like, you know, it has been sort of pinched out a bit. I'll tell you probably what's happened is this has already had one flush of flowers,
yes,
which have gone over. So
they've been deadheaded.
Yeah, they've deadheaded that. Already more flower buds coming. So, but don't think this has been and gone. No, no, no. This is a mid to late. A bit brutal,
just,
that wasn't it?
Dump that down there.
Just drop it back there. This is a mid to late summer flowering plant that's going to flower for month after month after month.
Yeah, it sort of starts around now time, doesn't it? So sort of into May, early June it starts, and it keeps going right the way through to
August, September. Yeah, I've seen these just flower their socks off, and they're underused actually. They do need to be used a lot more. And if you look at those 2 pictures together there, yellow and purple, that's a marriage made in heaven in the garden.
It is,
That looks really gorgeous. So perhaps if you've gone for the Geranium Rozanne, think about the Coreopsis as well, because those lovely yellow and purple mixes are gorgeous. Yeah,
they're absolutely beautiful. 560890 is the item number. It is a triple pack. I know we've only got 2 there. I'll see if I can find another one on the trolley outside. And it's a massive saving, £20 off basically, and it's just $9.99 for those 3 pots. They will be beautiful, flowering all summer long and coming back year after year. Now then, let's move on.
Got to wipe my hooter.
You carry on. We've got our beautiful Sambucus. This is called the Black Lace, and this one is another favourite of mine.
And you know what? I'm a muppet.
Why?
Well, got a huge one of these. Are we doing this Sunday?
You didn't do a video, did you?
Sunday, I'll show it to you. On the end of our bungalow, my husband's got one of these growing on the end of our bungalow, and our bungalow is white. And there's a huge one of these growing against the white wall at the end of the bungalow. The amount of people that have knocked on our door and said, excuse me,
what's that?
Can I ask you what that shrub is? Because I adore it. So I'll do a little video and take some pics. This is monumentally beautiful.
Isn't it?
Really is stunning. Everything about this shrub.
It's got a lovely fragrance to it as well, you
know.
know.
I noticed that just now. It's got that lovely sweet...
There's something absolutely gorgeous about that fragrance.
I mean, we could spend an hour just talking about this plant. First thing to say, this is silly tough, this plant. This will grow anywhere in the UK.
Even in my clay soil, this grows.
Clay soils, chalky soils. It's a really hardy plant. It's disease resistant. It's fast growing once it's established, but you can prune it back very easily. it's got this knockout, incredible, delicate, ferny foliage, and then these wonderful pinky white heads of fragrant flower.
So many of them as well. Once it gets established, I mean, mine's still quite small, but first few years you only get a few of those, but once it gets established you get so many of those flower heads, and they contrast so gorgeously against that beautiful almost black foliage. It's one of those knockout plants. I often say to you, like, you know when you're out and about at certain times of the year, there's certain plants that you see, like forsythia in February. Amazing. That's the one that you notice. And then we get into
lilacs.
Lilacs, and then all of a sudden it's the ceanothus you start seeing. This is the one that I'm really seeing and paying attention to at the moment, because it is absolutely knockout when it looks like this. And it's like this time of year, and it lasts a little while, doesn't it? The flowers?
Yeah. This will go for another sort of 3 or 4 weeks. So, and then you get
a decent amount of time.
You do, flowers, and not all at once either. So it sort of flowers over a long period, which is good, and then you get berries as well. Berries will form afterwards on there.
I believe these are edible as well. Please check it out. I'm not advising you to eat it, but I think you can make the cordial with the flowers and you can eat the berries on this.
Funny enough, when I drove in last week and we were doing shows, there was a guy just off the A17 and he was picking. He was picking elderberry flowers because
this is from the same family, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Sambucus. Yeah, yes. I mean, Sambucus nigra black lace is what this one's called. So the elderberries, the native elderberry you're seeing flowering outside at the moment, this is a relative, a hybridised relative of that plant.
Right, well, let's live a little chat with Sean, shall we? Because he went out onto the nursery yesterday and this is one of the plants that he went to have a look at.
Well, I'm out on this sunny day in the nursery and came across this. This is a Sambucus called Black Lace. It's adorable. I've actually got a few of these in my garden, and I chose them for so many different reasons. First of all, the foliage. This is a really wonderful colour, isn't it? Like burgundy, chocolate, almost black in certain light. And then when you contrast that with the flowers, and it is this time of year when they burst into flower, and you get these really pretty, delicate, tiny white flowers with a little tinge of pink. But because you get so many hundreds of them all together, it really does create quite an impact. And then these flowers actually turn into berries during the summer as well. Just looking at these, now they're already a good size, but the great news is if you've got an empty corner, a big gap in your garden, maybe it's like an ugly fence, and you just want to grow something in front of it really quickly, these do grow fast. They can actually grow a metre or so in a single year. Now, there are many varieties. I'm just looking at that gorgeous one over there. I think it's called, is it something like Southern Crest? Oh, no, it's not. Thank you, Stu. It's Sutherland Gold. I knew it was something like that. They actually work well together. In terms of planting, I think what works really well with the Sambucus, if you underplant it with things like ferns, that could look really good. These also look really nice near Acers because of the leaves. I think they work really, really well as companion plants. They look great with grasses. But having said that, I've got one in quite a traditional border surrounded by geums and delphiniums and lupins, and they look really at home there as well. So it's a really versatile plant, very easy to grow sun or part shade. It will actually tolerate fairly exposed sites as well, so if you've got quite an open garden, it will tolerate a fair bit of wind as well. And all I can say is it's an absolute delight to the eye, and it looks really good with just the foliage, but with the flowers and the berries, it's even more spectacular. Wintertime, it is deciduous, it loses its leaves, but then in springtime, it all bursts back to life and does it all over again.
It looked like it was a bit breezy out there, didn't it?
It looked a bit more Mindy, didn't it, to be honest? A
bit more Mindy, absolutely. Yeah. But they do look so beautiful, don't they? And, there's a place, I'm driving here in the morning, and there's this little village that I drive through, and there's a bench on this green, and I'm gonna stop there actually on my way in on Sunday, and I'm gonna take a picture because they've got a Sambucus behind the bench, but they've got a whole bunch of other plants there, and it's just beautifully planted, and in that mixture of other plants just looks so pretty. Obviously, you get the gorgeous contrast not only with the pink against the dark coloured foliage here, but when you plant that into a mixed border, you get that contrast with everything else, don't you?
It's a stunning perennial. This shrub actually, Bex. This it really is. It can be slow in the first year or so, but once once it gets established, in kind of one season, it will send out these, great big shoots, but you can keep it nicely clipped back if you want to, or the one at the end of our bungalow, because it's quite a big space, we've just let it go. And it looks
sunny position or
shady.
Will be
it'll
right.
do sun is ideal, but it'll do sort of dappled shade, sort of sunny part of the day. It's not super fussy. Again, you look at the native elderberry, that's like a woodland edged kind of shrub, but it will grow in sort of dappled shade.
I'm just thinking about mine because I've got one. Sorry, Stu, I will move on. I promise. I'm asking for my own purpose.
South facing.
Yeah, see, mine's in. I don't think I've got it in a sunny enough position because it's lovely, but it's been in for this will be its 3rd year and it's still a bit small.
Yeah, if it's too shady, it can be a little bit wiry and not keen to flower.
I think I might need to move it.
Yeah, ours is the end of our bungalow faces south, and it's well. Anyway, I'll take pictures. I'll show you Sunday how gorgeous it is.
All right, sorry, I was getting my own information there, but hopefully it helps you as well. 510394 is the item number if you would like to go for that absolutely stunning shrub. 365 days of gardening, Sean always talks about, doesn't he? Or we talk about very much about having something in your garden for every month of the year. This could be, what month are we in? This could be June sorted.
Although it could be March, actually, the way it's been recently, temperature-wise.
True. All right, let's take you on to our perennial collection next,
nice.
Because this one is what Adam would call a stonking deal. Let me run you through it. First of all, what you're going to get is 9 9-centimetre pots, and these are all amazing perennials. But if you enter the code YGTV2324, we'll give you another 9 absolutely free, because this is a buy 1 get 1 free, or a buy 9 get 9 free. This is incredible value, because this is you're going to get 9 lucky dip perennials.
Yeah, and what we've done, Bex, we just picked out 3 earlier on that we wanted to talk about in particular because, for instance, we've got the salvia here with these wonderful purple spikes of flower.
Look at that.
Yeah, that is really, really gorgeous. And the fragrant, no, the fragrance isn't foliage. The foliage is fragrant. It's got that fragrant foliage, which, actually, this one's not so fragrant, actually. But
it's not that one, is it?
No, no. But quite often the fragrance is the foliage is fragrant.
This one's fragrant.
But this one is great for full sun. Really good full sun, hot, dry places. That one, the Artemisia, this is gorgeous. Powis Castle. This one is semi-evergreen, so this even looks quite nice in the summer. It's almost like silver-coloured parsley. Really, really tough plant. And this, our Camilla, this is great for sort of shadier kind of positions. Has these lovely lime green flower heads. Makes great ground cover. And, just quickly as well, you've even got things like hollyhocks.
Yeah.
So you're going to get incredible height with this as well. So this mixture, in other words, is going to just give you different flower colour, different foliage types, different interests at different times of the year, plants for hot, dry, plants for shady, a real fantastic mix. And whichever ones you get in that mix, these are all good doers. These are all brilliant, high quality, well-established plants.
Yeah, and they're going to come back for you year after year. This is the brilliant thing about these. And of course, they will multiply, they'll get bigger, they'll get better. You've got a mixture of places to put them, mixture of heights and sizes. You've got flowering seasons in here that will probably last you right the way through from spring all the way through to autumn too. It's going to be a lucky dip, so it's going to be a wonderful surprise when you open the box. They will all be labelled, they will all be named so that you can actually look them up and, work out where in your garden you need to plant them. Is it at the back of the border? Is it at the front of the border? Is it a shady spot? Is it a full sun position? But what you will have is many years from this particular collection. And of course, it's amazing value for money, because if you're in the club, it's £1 per plant. £1 per plant that you would normally be paying probably £4 or £5 in a garden centre, and they're all nicely established. If that's all you want today, that is incredible value. Of course, you will pay your postage, but you will get a free gift included of our Blooming Fast. 561046 is the item number. Make sure you use that code so that you get those free ones. Stu did it last time we brought this deal. Our lovely Stu, placed his order for this, and they had some of the plants and they gave some to their neighbour as well, which is a lovely way of sharing the love.
It's an herbaceous border in a box when it arrives,
herbaceous border in a box, there you go. 561046 is the item number. Must use the code to get that buy one, get one free though. Let's take you back over because we need to go to our Oleander deal. This one should be on the favourites table, but we're keeping it right over here so that we remember to go to it lots, because we know how much you love this particular item. Now, we did have this as a buy one, get one free a little while ago. So at £29.99, that was an amazing thing, amazing value for money. They worked out £15 each. However, there was going to be an email special going out later on this week. on the pink one. Red's much nicer, in my opinion. And we were like, do you know what? We want that deal as well, please. We don't. It's not just for the emails. We would like it too. So we've managed to get this deal for you for our YGTV viewers. And this is a buy two for £19.99. So it even is better than our buy one, get one free. We've got £10 each on here. If you're in the club, it's going to be £9 each because you get that 10% discount included when you are in the club. 680057 is the outer number. Put 2 in your basket and enter the code YGTV2324 in order to get that deal. Let's have a little look at them on the nursery floor with Sean from yesterday.
How gorgeous these oleanders. I mean, there must be hundreds here. This is the red that's on offer right now, and they're just spectacular. Just want to take one out. There you go. So, multi-stems has got 9 stems on it. All of these gorgeous flowers. I'll be honest, some have got even more. Look at this one. That's got like 4 big stems of flowers. And the offer right now on YouGarden TV is incredible. So 1 for under £15, but if you double up, you can get 2 for less than £20. For club members, it works out about £9 an oleander. And these are actually really rare now to get hold of in the UK. You probably think, oh, I've not seen oleanders in the garden centres. No, they're really, really difficult to get in the UK. But we work with an amazing grower in Sicily, family business that have been growing oleanders for generations, and their quality is second to none. Every one of these is multi-stemmed, covered in buds and flowers. These are going to flower all summer long. And then in the wintertime, they actually keep their leaves, so they are evergreen. And then they'll do it all again next year. They normally start about, well, it depends on the spring and the weather, but normally start about May time and will flower all the way through to even October. One thing I will say about oleanders is that the displays that they give are actually quite spectacular. I mean, you can see here, you imagine as this gets bigger, you are just going to get hundreds of these delightful red flowers. They're very easy to look after. They just need full sun, so don't put them in the shade. Don't even put them in part shade. They really want sun all day long. And probably sheltered position as well. They are winter hardy. We class them as hardy down to about -5 in the UK. If it gets cold on that, just make sure you protect with them with some fleece or move them to a warmer spot. But yeah, hardy to -5 in the UK. Now, I've seen these abroad. I've seen these in Spain and Italy and America, and in their native countries, they can grow several metres high, but normally in the UK, they get to maybe 1.5, 2 metres. Great in pots. I would probably plant these in pots, then you can at least, say, move them around. Just remember, don't eat your oleanders, and that applies to humans and all pets as well. Just don't eat any part of them, but enjoy them and just feel like you're on a holiday. I mean, we're in Lincolnshire, as you probably know, but I feel like I'm in Italy right now, having a gorgeous summer holiday.
There's Sean, feeling like he's on holiday. I feel like he looks like a little gnome.
Yeah.
Sitting in amongst the oleanders like that, he looks like a little gnome.
He does. He'd be a very happy little gnome, I think,
He'd
sitting
be
there
a
as
very
well.
happy little gnome.
Just all that gorgeous colour and stuff. I mean, yeah, they are knockout, aren't they, oleanders? I don't know, they just somehow just create a completely different mood and different feel in the garden, because I think for a lot of us, I mean, you know, not all of us have been lucky enough to get abroad on holidays, but, you know, a lot of us have, and we have really kind of fond memories of these, don't we? Because we associate them with those lovely, wonderful holidays, those hot blue sky sort of places we've gone to. I mean, if we could all kind of just zap ourselves from where we are now to Gran Canaria or Ibiza or, you know, different parts of Spain or any, you know, just look around within 2 or 3 minutes, you would see oleanders flowering their socks off, and they for me, they just always evoke feelings of happiness and being away and chilled and relaxed. And the great thing is, you know, you can bring that feeling into your own garden now, can't you, with these incredible, brilliant quality plants?
Yeah, quality plants that are really easy to look after, drought tolerant once they get established, minimal pruning and maintenance actually required, but do really flower for you for all of that summer season. Do bear in mind they are toxic to pets, to humans, so wear gloves when you're trimming, and don't let your dog or your cat eat them. If you're worried about that, what I would do is maybe put it in a pot, because my dog doesn't, it depends. he doesn't jump up into the pots, so you can keep it in the pots. You can keep it at the front rather than in the back where the dog's going to be. It's entirely up to you, but we do like to tell you just so that you are aware. 680057 is the item number if you want to go for the pair of the Oleander red bushes. Now, you just came up with an idea, didn't you? And we'd like your input on this. We've brought you pairs of oleanders, but pairs of the same colour. Would you be interested in a pack of different colours? So maybe a pair, but 2 different colours, or maybe a red, a yellow and a white.
Yeah, but triple
it might
collection.
be something that we're able to do. I can't say for sure because we'd need to speak to the commercial people in the office, but is it something you'd be interested in? Would you like something like that with a deal, with a price, with a special price on it? Let us know.
Even could we even give people a colour option as well? So you could make your own little mix up.
Yeah,
if
it
you
depends
wanted
on the
to.
mechanics that we've got as far as the systems are concerned.
You might want 2 pink and 1 yellow, or you know. So yeah, we'll see what we can do. Let us know
if you would like. Because we talk a lot about this being a community, and we're very much open to suggestions and comments from you lovely viewers. So you can email us at ygtv@yougarden.com. I have the iPad, so I can see those emails, or you can put it in the chat on YouTube or on Facebook as well. We'd love to hear from you, so do come in and join us and give us your suggestions. Now, if you are looking for a pot for your oleander to go in, we've got a couple of options for you. These are the pots that we've selected for our show today. There is a whole website you can go and shop, though, by the way. You don't just have to buy items that we've selected for our particular show. You can shop the entire website. Just always make sure you use the offer code that's on the screen, YGTV2324, when you check out, so you get your free gifts, so you get all your savings. This particular pot that we've got for you, this is the Laurel. This is the gorgeous silver Laurel planter. It is a twin pack, I believe. We'll put the details on the screen for you. And we do have a saving on here. It's a £9 saving. So this comes in at £16.98 for these 2, which are really beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, that looks classic in that as well. I mean, really, really high end there. I love the sheen on those parts. I love the decoration, UV resistant, frost resistant, lightweight. You know, these are not going to crack or split. They're not going to grow that horrible green mould and algae over them. Unlike other sort of pots, they don't wick away the moisture either. So, you know, you're not going to have to water them so much. And I used to really, really despise plastic pots. I used to hate the seams. I used to hate where they came off the blow mould. You'd have those little wafery bits of like plastic hanging off. Such high quality now, such gorgeous, gorgeous designs on them. And if you were walking past, you'd struggle to work out these are plastic, because with that shimmer and sheen on those, they could be metallic, couldn't they?
Yeah,
Bex?
they really could.
With that look.
And such a beautiful design on there as well. It's 130242 if you would like to go for the Laurel planters. It is a pair, so if you want 2, you only need to put 1 item in your basket there. And make sure you put the code in to get that £9 saving. The most popular pot that we've got on our show, though, is the Lavals. And I think it's because, well, they're beautiful, but also they're slightly lower price. Because what we've got here, it's another twin pack, so you can get 2 of these for £14.98. However, there is something a little bit magic that we can do with this. Somebody has forgotten to change the deal. Hey! I can't click my fingers very well. There is the double up deal that you've got available on the Laval planters. So you can get 4 of these. So put 2 items in your basket, 2 twin packs in your basket. That's 4 pots, and you will get that double up deal for £19.98. That's £5 per pot. And these are gorgeous as well.
Yeah, these are good as well.
I think they're a bit more contemporary design.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah, the others are kind of a bit more traditional, a bit more sort of cottagey garden feel for me personally. Yeah. These are much more contemporary, much more modern.
But would still fit into a cottage garden.
Yeah,
design.
they would. Yeah, I mean, I like these. I like kind of the sleekness of these. I like the repeat pattern on these as well. Again, I like the fact you've got that sort of texture as well, that sort of textured feel to it, because that adds to the authenticity of these pots as well. If it's, if they're plastic pots but they're just dead smooth, then they do tend to look a little bit more kind of plasticky. But when they've got that sort of textured finish on there, again, it just makes them look so much more like real stone, but without all the problems. Lightweight. These aren't going to fall apart in the wintertime, or the rim's not going to come off after severe frost. So they're frost resistant, they're UV stable, they're lightweight, they've got great drainage holes. And again, I mean, that oleander, looks classic in there, and it would be happy in this pot for a couple of years, that oleander. So
it would, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and these are great sort of middle-sized pots as well for sort of augmenting your pot displays.
They're a great size pot, aren't they? They're something that could work for a bunch of things. So if you've got a medium-sized shrub, it will work gorgeously in here. But I'm just thinking about other things you could put in here as well. Like when it comes to it, when we're planting spring bulbs, you could do that. You could put summer bedding in here. You could put petunias in to tumble and trail over the edges.
And I tell you what we have got, Bex, we're going to bring to you a little bit later at Wood Do when we've got a lovely agapanthus collection coming. And agapanthus love being in pots, and they're strange really, agapanthus, because they don't mind being pot bound. So they could live in one of these pots for many, many years. And agapanthus in there with their lovely green strappy leaves overhanging the side of the pot. Yeah. They'd look gorgeous. They'd look great.
Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, 130595 is the item number for these. So remember, it's a twin pack that you can get for £14.98. But if you put another one in your basket and double up, you will get 4 of these pots, and you're only paying £5 more for the other 2. So it breaks down to £5 each, thereabouts.
What happened to the green ones? Did they all go in the end?
I think they went.
They're all gone now.
Yeah,
wow.
all gone.
Yeah,
all gone. That's why we've got this deal in place instead. Or sort of, Stu's saying. What, we've got like 2 left or something? Stu's saying he thinks he's found some more stock of that, which is good, because we might be able to bring that back for you.
Trouble is now we have got such. I mean, we could just do a show on pots, couldn't we? Because we're sport for choice now, aren't we?
We've got loads of them.
Yeah, we've got so many different types of pots, and I like the fact that we're bringing pots of different styles and different looks, because we don't all like contemporary things. Some of us like more traditional, more sort of cottagey garden look. Some of us like the more contemporary, modern look. So but they're all great, gorgeous looking pots.
They really are indeed.
Do you want this one back as well? There you go.
Yeah, let's put those back. We're going to move on to the next one. So your Laval pots 130595 is the item number if you want to go for that twin pack or the double up deal. And of course you've got your oleanders as well, which is on the best price we've ever brought. And Sean and I were saying yesterday, not just recently, like ever in our history of bringing oleanders to shopping television platforms, can't remember them being this amazing price.
And oleanders in recent years, for various reasons, have been really difficult to source and really difficult to get hold of. So the fact that we're bringing you ones of this immense quality for that price sent straight to your door is absolutely phenomenal. So
680057 is the item number if you want to go for the double up deal on the oleander, the red ones that we've got for you. Now we're going to move on to a beautiful foliage plant, and this is the Physocarpus, the lady in red.
Yeah, also, I'm going to bring another picture in on Sunday, because my next door neighbours opposite have got a couple of these in their front garden, and these are knockout. They are so stunning. They're flowering exactly the same time as the Acer black, the Sambucus black lace. Got very similar coloured foliage.
Flowering
actually.
about now.
Yeah, they're flowering now. Yeah. They've got that dark kind of chocolate foliage, and then some of the more recent foliage is a red colour. Yeah, they're flowering their socks off right now, and those masses and masses of white flowers above that dark coloured foliage, honestly, they're a sight to behold. They're a shrub that is so tough, so resilient, drought resilient, frost resilient, not fussy about soil, really lovely, compact, even growth habit.
How big will it get?
I've seen these get to probably about waist to chest height.
Okay.
But you can clip them, you can shape them. They're just a really resilient shrub. But the great thing about them is they've got that kind of almost copper beech kind of coloured foliage that looks so gorgeous and so dramatic.
Look at the pinks.
Look at
the highlights.
I know, it's great, isn't it? That kind of reddish colour, as with the new foliage, and it goes down to that sort of chocolatey colour. And again, I love the way those leaves are sort of notched and edged and have got that kind of dramatic look to them. But when you see them smothered in white flower, and they flower for quite a long time, you can use them to grow as a hedge. You can leave them to grow as a free kind of shaped plant doing its own thing, or if you want to, you can clip and shape. But it is one of those shrubs, easy to grow, very undemanding, grows in most situations. As I say, it's got a lovely, neat, compact habit. It's not one of these ones that's going to send out branches all over the place and become gangly and kind of unkempt. It really is a gorgeous shrub. So, and in fact,
sturdy stem on
there. Good
even
sturdy
in this
stem.
Little plant, nicely established, but that is a sturdy stem right there.
And you put these in now, probably by the end of the summer, they may have kind of almost doubled the height this year. By the end of next year, these could be sort of knee height, almost heading up to waist height by then. And when they send out their new shoots, it's not unusual for those new shoots to grow 12, 18, 24 inches in one season. So these are, really good shrubs that get established very quickly, and they make a great foil and contrast for flowers in front of them, because you've got that dark foliage, and then you grow something sort of, that's a brighter colour in front. It really makes the plants in front pop and stand out. Yeah,
I always think bowls mauve. I always think bowls mauve whenever we think. But bowls mauve in front of there would stand out beautifully.
That would work well, wouldn't it?
I'm doing so at the moment. Just on the bowls mauve thing, I'm taking a picture of my bowls mauve on the 21st of every month. So I started this year. I'm taking a picture on the 21st of every month, and then at the end of the year, I'm going to show it to you. I might post them on my. I'm going to do 12 months of bowls mauve. That's exactly it. Because honestly, I was talking about my bowls mauve. I know that's not on the show. Sorry, it's a complete aside. But in winter, there was flowers on it every month. Now, admittedly, in December there was only one little flower on it, but there was a flower on it every month. There was the beautiful foliage there, and I want to take you, for anybody that isn't a big fan of bowls mauve, because that's on my fantasy list of plants as well. I want to show you how amazing that is in every single month of the year.
It's kind of weird, Beth. So I always think of you. I work for a company called Durkin Homes, and I look after a show house for them in a place called St Neots, and they've got those in their back garden.
Yeah, I love them.
And every month I go there, they're flowering. And I walked there this week, and they were flowering better now than they've flowered all year. And I thought of you straight away, because I know you love them.
I love them.
Yeah, so...
Do you know what? It's easy, it flowers, it sucks off. Like, it's just one of those plants that, like, it just doesn't take any work. And I want to work in the garden, don't get me wrong, but sometimes you just... Anyway, sorry, I diverted.
And Acers, immediately now, my brain is linked to you. Yeah, I'm kind of just linked to Bex, because it's nice when you know somebody's passionate about something, isn't it?
Well, bowls mauve in front of there, I'm just thinking, because those purple flowers against that foliage, it just looks so pretty.
Oh, tell you what, stay there.
Go on, you're going to get a purple flower.
I am, yeah.
Of course, you have got the double deal available on the Physocarpus, that gorgeous lady in red. 511565 is the item number if you would like to go for that. If you want the double up deal, put 2 in your basket. It's $9.99 for one, or $14.99 for 2. So you just paid £5 for the second one, basically.
So
you took the flower off, didn't you?
I did.
But
there's loads on there.
But you can see that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's the colour of the bowls mauve and standing out against that Physocarpus.
Look at that. You see that?
Wow.
Yeah, that kind of. That purple against that foliage colour there.
So it is pretty, isn't it?
That works well, doesn't it? I mean, that lovely sort of colour mix there. So yeah, I mean, you imagine if you had a big patch of a Geranium Rozanne in front of your Physocarpus. Again, you've just created something really classic and sharp and interesting. And I know it's a bit designed, but it's fabulously designed. So
fabulously, it's effortlessly designed.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not particularly fussy myself about sort of matching plants or grouping plants. It's not my thing. But if that is your thing, sometimes just 2 plants in a contrast like that can create such a massive impact. And if anyone's just switched on, it doesn't flower like this. It has white flowers. We're just doing a little contrast thing.
We're just showing how purple will look great next to it. All right, let's put these back here.
You ought to wear that for the rest of the show.
I will. 511565 is the item number if you would like to go for the Physocarpus, the lady in red. Just put 2 of those in your basket and enter the code YGTV2324 in order to get the saving on the second one you put in your basket. Right, we're going to move on. Ooh, so we didn't show you this one yesterday. This one is new for us today. In fact, this one, 2. Yes, the next 3 items we didn't get to show you yesterday, so these are the new ones for today. And this is the Nautia, the Melton Pastels. I love these because these give you that kind of alpine-y feel, don't they? They
do. And Nautia are really easy to grow. I'm thinking of a garden that I used to look after in Hatfield Heath, and this particular border was really hot, really dry, really sunny. It was really horrible, dry, clay soil, but it was full sun and sheltered. The Nautias used to come up year after year after year. And again, a riot of colour from these. These can get to sort of 2, 3, 4 foot tall. And it's not an exaggeration to say you can get hundreds of flowers on one plant. over a good long period. And the pollinators go berserk for these. If you want to help the bees, the butterflies, the lacewings, the pollinating insects, plant a group of Nautia. If you've got an area of soil that's quite poor, dry, sunny, other things have struggled, not done very well, and you know, you're a bit disappointed, plant Nautia in that area. They'll grow, they'll spread. You don't need to deadhead them. And even when the flowers are finished, they kind of have this sort of pincushion look to the seed heads, which is quite nice. In fact, you can see there that that's some flowers just about to come out. And they're quite similar to scabious, the sort of the flower look on these. But really, really easy, simple, undemanding perennials that will come up year after year, a long flowering period. And as I say, great sort of colour range as well on these. Just try these if you've struggled to get other plants established in those more tricky areas because they are dry or the soil is poor or stony or gravelly. I'm laughing because I've just seen the root system. It's like, oh dear.
I just pulled that out of the pot and I was like, oh.
I know, that's...
Look at that. Look at how many roots we've got going on there. That looks absolutely fantastic. Also, you'll be getting them at the right point. Look, we've got flowers coming out of the top of there. They are on their way. These are brilliant. You're going to get 3 of those 9cm pots. Incredible quality. £9.99. Exactly the same value as, was it the Coreopsis? It was, wasn't it? So it's basically, we're taking 2/3 off the price, haven't we?
They're fast growing. They're dramatic. They're beautiful. They're hardy, they'll fill a space. You can even cut the flowers as well, have them as cut flowers. And even the foliage, again, is really interesting on those as well. Kind of very unusual foliage.
You know, I haven't got these in my garden and I feel like I need to find a space somewhere to add these. We've got Ryan to thank for the prices, for the amazing deals. So everybody at home, everybody here in the potting shed, thank you, Ryan! Ryan, Ryan, Ryan. That's what Stu keeps chanting in my ear, basically. Every time we get, which is basically on every item we come to, he's going, Ryan, Ryan. Well done, Ryan. Apparently we've got some more deals coming for Sunday as well. Oh, we've got a new deal on Sunday, haven't we? Yeah, you need to come back on Sunday. So we're here on a Wednesday and a Thursday, 10 till 1. And we're also here on a Sunday, but we do a marathon on Sunday. It's 10 until 2 o'clock, so we have 4 hours. We love it when you tune in live because obviously you can chat to us, you can send us emails, you can send us pictures, but we do appreciate that you've got a life and you can't be here with us for every single live show, so you can watch us back. You can go onto YouTube, Facebook and onto our website and you're able to watch any of the shows back or anything that you've missed. I know Ruth, was it Ruth? Yes, Ruth was saying, morning everyone, been watching from the beginning with you. Thank you so much, Ruth. I think she sent us an email, we'll have a little look. Oh, Anne, we need to have a little look. Online, when adding 2 Oleander, the price is £20. Once you add offer code, the price goes to £54.98. There seems to be a fault on the system. There wasn't. We will double check that, Anne. Thank you for highlighting. We will have a little look. Stu's, he's checking that, but we're having a look. Stu will have a look and we'll have a look in a second. Neil says morning to Anne and Ruth. I love that you all talk to each other. It makes my day, honestly. Ruth says, thanks, Ryan, for the deals. Yes, Ryan. Rooty, beauty, Rooty. Yeah, thank you, Gary. Appreciate your comments. I know. Right, we're going to go onto the website. We're going to do that deal with the oleanders. Let's have a little look so we can try and help Anne out and see what's going on. So here we go. We're going onto the website now, YouGarden.com. We're going to go right from the beginning. He's cleared his basket. He's got nothing in. So what you do is you click into the show page. We're going to... Oh, there's our lovely head gardener in that picture there. Right, we're going to scroll down here. We're going to find the red oleander. There it is. You can click in that way, or you can put the item code in, by the way. It's up to you. Now then, we're going to put 1 into the basket. Viewing the basket. Okay, $29.99. We've got $6.99 postage. Let's put the code in. YGTV2324. Apply code. The price has come down to $14.99. Free gift is in. Add another one in. Price is $19.99. Okay, Anne, that's what it should be, what we're showing you right there. So I don't know what's going wrong at your end. Can you try again? Are you using a different colour oleander? That's a question from Stu, because this offer is only available on the red one. And is it definitely the bush that you're putting into your basket and not the standard? Because we do have a standard you know, the tall lollipop ones. So just check a couple of those details. The item number you need is 680057. We did sell a lot yesterday and nobody's highlighted an issue. So I'm hoping that there's just a slight thing that you're not quite doing right, and that it's not actually a problem. Excuse me. So Anne, have another little go and see and let us know. I'm on the chat, so let us know if there's any more issues. I'm going to have a little drink. We're going to move on to the Vinca collection. Tell us about Vincas, Adam.
You know, Vincas are brilliant. Again, I've used Vincas an awful lot over the years. I've got to be honest, my other half doesn't like Vinca. I love it, but he doesn't. But, you know, each to their... Yeah.
That's true. That's why you have separate gardens.
Yeah.
Adam has... You have the back garden.
I have the back garden. Yeah, my husband...
Has the front garden,
John has the front garden. Yeah,
and never the twain shall meet.
But
I love it.
We're actually just buying this. It sounds grand, but we're actually buying this extra piece of land. It sounds like I'm buying acres, but it's an extra scrap that was like kind of from the house that was going to be built next door. We bought this extra bit of land, so but that bit we're going to share. So
no.
I don't know how that's going to work.
Don't do it.
No, that could be divorce.
I think that's going to be the end of your relationship.
It could be, yeah. we might have to section it off and kind of, I don't know, somehow, but we'll get by.
Split it in half.
I would have Vinca in my garden. John wouldn't be seen dead with Vinca in his garden, but and I like to be honest about that as well, because we can't always say everybody loves every plant all the time, because that's not real, is it?
That's not real.
That's not genuine. But what I adore about Vinca is the fact these are evergreen. So you see how the foliage looks now? That's always going to look that good all the year through. So we've got evergreen variegated foliage. Some it's kind of like silver and green, some it's kind of a yellow or gold and green. So even in the depths of winter, Vinca looks interesting. Another thing about Vinca, makes fantastic ground cover. Also, it's a great trailing plant for hanging down the sides of raised beds, tall pots, for example, if you've got really tall tom-tom pots or things like that. And to add to it all, you get these really beautiful little star-shaped purple flowers.
Oh, they're so pretty,
sometimes they're purple, sometimes they're white, so you get that sort of mixture of flower colour as well. But one of the main attributes I like about Vinca is how flipping tough it is. I mean, it really, really is a tough plant.
It's quite a vigorous grower, isn't it?
It is.
But you can sort of control it slightly.
Yeah, this one is looks like the Vinca, because there's Vinca minor and Vinca major. These are Vinca minor, which are the ones with the smaller leaves, and this isn't quite as rampant as the Vinca major. This is more delicate. This will kind of share with other plants and grow between and underneath them a bit more, whereas the other one kind of just takes over like a thug.
Okay.
But Vinca is so tough. It's very, very drought tolerant. It will tolerate full sun, it will grow in shade, it will grow in almost any type of soil. It's not fussed about rich soils, poor soils. It will grow in quite damp soils, it will grow in very dry soils. It will get through any winter time at all. And it's just a great shrub, or a perennial really, to just plant and leave to cover spaces. You know, sometimes you might have a border with half a dozen shrubs or so, and the shrubs are all really nice and they're growing, but there's not really enough light underneath to grow other things, because if you try, they get a bit leggy and or what they call.
I've got a couple of that actually.
Yeah.
Because I've got some lollipop-shaped shrubs. So I've got a viburnum, for example. I've sort of spent time training it into that lollipop sort of standard shape. Even though it's in the sunniest border, there's not a lot of light that gets underneath there, so it's a struggle for things to grow. I could put Vinca under there.
Yeah, Vinca would be great, because Vinca's quite happy to grow underneath things as well, so it will grow, and it has a funny little habit as well. What it will do, as it grows as well, it sends out little roots from sort of the nodes on the leaves. So
yeah, so it'll spread and then it'll root
itself down. Yeah, like
a strawberry plant.
Yeah, like a strawberry plant, almost like these little adventitious roots that kind of pop out. So it kind of layers itself as it grows along, and eventually it will form a lovely mat or carpet of evergreen foliage that looks good all the year through.
And if you feel like it's spread too far, you can just rip it up.
Just clip it back.
Just pull it.
Well, what I've done with some of them, I've actually, when I've seen clumps growing in gravel or places like that, I've literally gone round and just trimmed them back in a circle, just, you know, about sort of a third all the way in, just to sort of shape it up. And they flower pretty much all the year through. They're one of those odd plants. I've even seen them pop out of flower in midwinter.
Really?
I mean, their main flowering period is sort of spring into summer, but it's not unusual just from to pop out of flower kind of any time of year, really. So a really interesting, tough, resilient, gorgeous plants there with the different coloured foliage, the different coloured flowers, and they're a group of 3 as well, which is lovely because when you plant in 3s, you always get that much more kind of natural look. Whereas if you plant in 2s or whatever, 2s are great if you want a bookend, either side of front doors, places like that. But when you want that sort of more natural look, a group of 3 is really, really nice.
And we've got another deal, Ryan. We've got a £20 saving on this one. So again, it's like a buy one, get 2 absolutely free. Another 3 of these for under £10. I think we could do a table of these kinds of deals, couldn't we? 511467 is the item number that you need for that one. They're called Illumination, Le Grave, and Ralph Schubert. What great names.
I like Ralph Schubert.
I'd like to come up with a name.
Oh, Schubert.
Schubert.
But I mean, look at that there. You can see, when you look up close on those now, you can see how beautiful those vincas are. As I say, you've got that. They almost remind me a little bit of Euonymus. You know, you get the Euonymus Emerald and Gold and Euonymus Emerald Gaiety. They have that kind of same plant, but one has yellow and sort of green foliage, and one has that kind of white and green foliage. That's like that all the year through. So even in midwinter, they look colourful, but then they just keep popping out these gorgeous purple or white flowers. Brilliant. Really lovely little mix there.
Lovely. Well, 511467 is the item number if you want to go for those. Anne, yes, it was the pink, but the email still said 2 for £20, blah, blah, blah. It's a different code. So if it's the pink you want, Anne, there was a code within the email, and that will give you the deal. We've got the same value on the red, but you use our code for that one. I know it's confusing. I get that it's complicated. Sorry about that. But if you want the email offer, there was a code within the email. It normally starts with an EM something. So if you want the pink, you can go and do that using that code for the email offer. If you want the red, you can come and get that deal using this code, YGTV2324. Or I believe we're going to have the pink next week. So you could wait till next week. It's up to you. It's up to you. You've got options, Anne. Anne, you've got options. That's what we like to give you here at YGTV. Do you know who's going to give us that pink deal next week? Ryan.
So is Ryan the new chap replacing the lady that's moving on?
Yes. I haven't met him yet, but he's my new best friend.
I'm already liking Ryan.
I like Ryan.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we like you, Ryan.
Hopefully Ryan's watching.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Apparently he is. That's why we're carrying on doing this. Ryan.
Anyway. We need to do a little catchphrase. We need to sort of, I don't know, we need to come up with something like this is a Ryan offer. Or like,
Ryan's...
I'm trying to...
Gary. We need another catchphrase.
I'm trying to think of a play on Ryanair, but not obviously Ryanair, because that's something else completely different. But, perhaps Ryan on air or something. I don't know. Is this a Ryan on air offer? I don't know, but kind of something along those. You think of it. You're good.
All right, let's come up with something.
Yeah, come up with something for our new Ryan, who's because Ryan's great because he's it's good fun for us as well.
I'm not sure Ryan's going to keep his job for long though if he keeps doing this.
Yeah, but it's nice for us.
I'm joking. Right, let's move on.
Because when we have show-off offers like this, it's fun because it makes us laugh.
We're bringing in another one of the new items, one of the ones we didn't get to show you yesterday, and I really like the look of this one because this one's a great foliage one as well, isn't it? Called the Coprosma Eclipse, but it's also known as, is it the mirror plant or the looking glass plant?
Yeah, mirror plant or looking glass plant as well. That's sort of other common names for it. But Coprosma, this is a shrub that's kind of become to the fore in the last sort of 5 to 6 years. And again, a really, really stunning evergreen shrub that looks as good in midwinter as it does in midsummer. It does have very, very tiny little whitish flowers, but the flowers aren't particularly its main kind of forte, to be honest. It's this foliage that's absolutely knockout. And I don't know, I just think it's great when you get a plant that gives you so much colour when it's not even in flower. I mean, just that hint of pink on the edge of those leaves there, then the little white margins as well, then that sort of dark kind of purpley brown in the middle there. It's a really nice compact sort of shrub as well. It grows pretty upright. It stays in a nice sort of dome compact shape, or not domed, probably more kind of more sort of straight up, like a pencil cypress, you know, like that kind of shape.
Ooh,
really
I like that.
really well behaved. The only thing I will say is it will take a little bit of frost, but it
needs a bit of protection.
Yeah, it needs a bit of protection. It doesn't like really cold winters.
So it doesn't have our winter hardy guarantee.
No.
You're going to need to give this one just a bit of extra protection. Probably in the really mild areas of the country,
it'll be fine.
You'll be fine. But in some colder areas, if it's in an exposed area, you're going to want some fleece or some mulch, or grow it in a pot so you can move it.
Oh, it's a fantastic pot plant.
Yeah,
makes a brilliant pot plant. And again, imagine that in one of our pots, for example.
Ooh, yeah.
The Laval. Yeah, I think one of those in a Laval pot. And then
it's gonna look a little bit lost in here now.
It will to start with.
But that'll look really nice. That foliage against that pot.
Yeah, and then if you mulch the top of that pot with some white gravel, for example, or some white chippings, that could be really nice, couldn't it?
You might just hold that to me, Adam.
Because the white chippings would kind of uplight the foliage colour, wouldn't it, of the coprosma?
Yeah.
And that will probably take a couple of years or so to fill in that pot. It's weird because, excuse me, sometimes people say things like, oh, well, you shouldn't put something really small like that in a big pot because
I do that.
It's going to really struggle to get established until it fills the pot. And I think, well, what happens if you put it in the garden?
Ground, yeah. That's the same thing, isn't it?
It's not going to wait till it's got to the edge of your property, is it, to start growing?
Unless it's an agapanthus, which wants the roots hugged, you know.
So that would be fine. You could put that in a pot with use our absolute brilliant professional compost. And if you are in a really cold area, then you can just bring them out of the cold. I mean, they don't need mollycoddling. They don't need warmth in the winter.
No.
If you, I mean, say, for instance, they say it's going to be -5 or -6. If you can just bring them to somewhere where they'll only just go down to below freezing and they don't get the actual frost on the foliage, they'll be fine. But if you want something that's got a lovely upright habit, always interesting coloured foliage throughout the year, and something a bit new, try these coprosmas. Honestly, you'll love them.
Yeah, I do. I mean, these are new this season as well. I'm sure on our website it's got that new this season badge. We brought in lots of new this season items, and they're starting to filter through onto the YGTV show. So it's lovely to have these new things to bring you. 561273 is the item number. One for $9.99 or $8.99 if you're in the club. But Ryan, he's put a double up deal on here. So if you put 2 in your basket and enter the code YGTV2324, you'll get an extra one of those for just £5. So that's pretty good. It's like half price on the second one. So we love those kinds of deals. Right, that's brought you to the end of this particular table. What we're going to do now, Stu? Of course, we're going to give you a little reminder of some of the things that you've seen so far. If you'd like to write a list, if you'd like to get your pens and papers out to write a list of things you want to add into your basket, now is the time. Adam's then going to change what we've got here so we can look at some more plants. That's what you're here for, isn't it? More plants. Coreopsis was the second most favourite item yesterday. We'll see what it ends up being today, but Coreopsis is so beautiful. Lovely sort of tall stems that you get on here. Ruffled, double, bright yellow sunshine flowers, super easy to grow, gorgeous perennial, comes back year after year, very kind of reliable, and we love those yellows. Adam was talking about yellows and purples together. Yeah, it's a combination, you know, it's just a beautiful combination. They look gorgeous. And this is buy one, get two, essentially, is the price here, because we've taken 2/3 off the price. That's a nearly £20 saving, so $9.99 for 3 of those, $3.33 each. Obviously 10% discount if you're in our discount club. 560890 for your Coreopsis. Another one on our favourite stable is the Canna. This is the bronze peach, and we have a triple deal available for you. So you can go for one of these if you want to dip your toe in and have a go. $9.99 or $8.99 if you're in the club. But if you put 2 in your basket, it'll be $19.98. If you put 3 in your basket, it'll be $19.98. It's like you're getting the third one for free. 450161 is the item number. What you've got is a lush, tropical, verdant, just beautiful foliage on here, and then some of the most pretty tropical looking flowers that will appear on there as well. Getting them now means you're getting them at the right time, because these are just about to get into flower and they will last you for a really long time as well. 450161 is the item code if you'd like to go for the Canna, the bronze peach. It's on our favourites table. That means lots of you are going for it. Next we have, oh, I love this so much. Honestly, this is in my fantasy garden. It's actually in my real garden as well, but it's also in my fantasy garden. I love it. I love the contrast, that dark foliage, those bright sort of, I mean, they're not bright pink, but they stand out so beautifully against that dark coloured foliage. I want to create a goth garden, actually. I've seen some of these, you know, where it's just filled with dark, gorgeous plants. This would be on it, and against white like that, like Adam's got against his white bungalow. Wow, standout, knockout. £5 saving on there. It's a nicely established one in a 2-litre pot as well. Get nice and big if you let it. 510394 is your item number if you'd like to add the Sambucus in there. Next we have the Acer. Now this one to me is a different kind of Acer than the ones I normally sort of go for, but I love it. It's so pretty. You're getting, I mean, look at the stems on there, the pink kind of red coloured stems. You've also got that snake bark on there as well. It's part of that, I can't remember if it's snake's head or snake's something variety of Acer, but snake what?
Snake bark.
Snake bark, is it?
Yeah, snake bark.
Yeah, so there's a particular genus within the Acer family, and it gets this snake bark markings on it, so that, you know, when it loses its leaves, because they are deciduous, you've actually still got some interest going on there as well. Plus, you've got all that variation with the leaf colour too, the greens, the pinks, the creams. It's a really, really interesting one. Will get nice and big if you want it to, but of course, Acers can be easily trained and maintained. Trained and maintained. There's the makings of a little catchphrase. 511520 is the item number if you'd like to go for the Acer Red Flamingo. Make sure you put in the offer code. If you want to get the savings, you need to use our offer code YGTV2324. Kilimanjaro in my fantasy list, 510690 if you'd like to go for this one, and I do highly recommend it. It's what we call a true sort of seasonal feature plant, because there's some very distinct moments throughout the year where this is going to be interesting. You get the lovely white flowers, the wedding cake tree, the way that it forms in these beautiful tiers, like little shelves that appear from the plant with the flowers. You get the berries, you get a second flush of flowers, and you get an amazing fiery colour display from the leaves before they drop in autumn time. Super reliable, super tough, and it's a true sort of standout a feature plant in your garden. 510690 is the item number with a £10 saving. The oleanders, we can't go anywhere without showing you the item number of these. Amazing deal from us at YGTV on the red option. Pink's coming next week if you're interested. It's a double up deal here. So you can get one for $14.99, which is half of the usual price here. Or if you add a second one into your basket, you'll get the second one for £5. It'd be $19.99 for 2 of those. £10 each or £9 each if you're in the club, because you get that 10% discount. Do consider joining our discount club. I know we've had a couple of members join this morning, and it is a brilliant club to be a member of. £5 to join, 10% discount off everything you buy, or nearly everything, for 12 months. Compost included in that. So 680057 for your oleander. Next we've got the Geranium Rozanne. I'm saying nothing. You're going to hear from our lovely Sean Ryan.
So I'm out on the nursery, as you've probably gathered, and look at the Geranium Rozanne. I mean, this is amazing. And this really gives you an idea of what they look like in your garden, because they do spread, they do form these beautiful clumps. And what's been lovely, as I've been sitting here, I've seen so many bees just dancing between the flowers. There's one here, there's several over there. They are great for pollinators. Now, what was interesting about this plant, it got awarded Plant of the Century at the Chelsea Flower Show. So when the Chelsea Flower Show celebrated their 100th anniversary, this won Plant of the Centenary, which just is the biggest award you could ever imagine. And I can see why, so many reasons why you should go for this. First of all, it flowers from around about May, June, all the way through summer into October. In fact, I even had flowers in November until we got the first frost where I live. Very low maintenance. You know, it's fairly drought tolerant. It will tolerate part shade, sun. It just keeps flowering and doesn't need any real attention at all. And I love the kind of natural look to this. It kind of weaves and meanders in and out of your other plants. And what is so lovely is the colour on this particular variety. I mean, I love blues in the garden. This is a gorgeous blue with a little bit of lilac in it as well. So it's a wonderful plant called Geranium Rozanne. I've got these in my garden, and I know Bex has too.
Sean says I've got it as well. I have got it behind my ear, but no, I've actually got it in my. I've actually got it in my garden, and I do love it. I think it's as you were saying, you've planted thousands of these over the years in people's gardens. It genuinely is one of the best plants to put in your garden. Yeah,
it's just a go-to one. It's just you know, it just flowers for so many months, and you don't need to do anything with it. You don't need to deadhead it. You just leave it.
Somebody sent me a picture of their geranium. Actually, let's have a look. Who was it?
There's a little
Here we go.
Kathy.
Kathy says, my geranium planted last year with your champion compost, also your feed. Can't see the pot when watering. There it is at the moment. Like, there's a lot of foliage right now, which is exactly what mine is looking like. But my flowers are starting to come out, and I can see the buds starting to appear on Kathy's plant as well. Look at how lush that is.
Yeah, you know what? That's a great thing as well, Bex. That's not flowering at the moment, but just the foliage itself is lovely, isn't it?
There's
lovely and
some
lush.
Buds. In fact, that might be a flower just hiding at the back there. Look, can you see?
Yeah, I think underneath. And once that starts flowering,
there's a bud.
That's going to be like that until
There's some
November.
buds in there.
It's crazy how long this geranium flowers for.
Honestly, it's so easy. Very little you need to do. I mean, you're supposed to deadhead, but I didn't do mine last year. I am going to do it this year just to see if it makes much of a difference.
I really don't. Not with that particular. I wouldn't even bother. Just wouldn't bother. In fact, the seed heads are actually quite sweet to leave on.
Yeah.
They look quite nice in themselves.
Love it. 2 litre pot, £5 saving, £9.99. That is a winner. I would multi-buy if you can on that one as well. 560292. Let me have a little look. Steve, I think, has sent me some pictures. Good morning. Steve, good morning all. Enjoying the TV show. 2 photos attached. One of my hanging baskets with the Petunia Frenzy mix bought from you as plugs in February. Sent a photo last week, but more flowers I've opened up. The other shows a few pots eagerly awaiting the opening of our first flower on our Agapanthus africanus blue. Bought from you last October. That's exciting. Big shout out and thanks to the customer services department who have just sorted out a plant under lifetime guarantee. Great service and thank you. That's wonderful, Steve. That's why we talk about that, so that you know that that's available. Oh yes, there's the Agapanthus, and there is that beautiful flower spike coming up there. It looks like a few gorgeous tall lilies you've got growing in there as well. Oh, he's got the green pot.
Oh yeah,
look, he's got the green prisma.
Yeah. That looks brilliant in there.
And that's the Tuscany, isn't it? I reckon that's the Tuscany pot.
That Agapanthus flower there.
Yeah, can you see the head there?
Yeah, that reminds me of something I did in my garden years ago. I bought an Agapanthus like that, and I waited for it to flower, and it sent up a stem just like that. And I was out in the garden one day, and I bent over to pull a weed out from behind the Agapanthus flower. And I snapped the flower bud straight off.
Oh my word! I'd be so mad at myself.
I nearly cried. That it was the only flower. It was the only flower that year on that plant. So I had to wait for the following year. So yeah, I bent down, stood up, and see the bud snapped off, just hanging on with a little bit of stem. Just as like no.
And there's his hanging basket as well, which is looking absolutely phenomenal. Look at that.
Oh,
that's
come
incredible.
On. That is flipping gorgeous. That is magnificent.
Right, I've got to go back to Ruth's pictures, apparently. Hang on. Ruth did send us some pictures and we didn't get to them. She sent, what did she say in her email? She said, couldn't resist. So that's one of the tower pots. That's one of the slightly older ones that we've got in there. There's wisteria grown in there. We have got wisteria on the show, and we've got the tower pots on the show. Roger apparently asked a question about wisteria earlier. When he plants it, does he keep the canes in? No, basically. You can if you want. Do you want to just grab that one? Actually, would you mind?
That's absolutely. I forgot that one.
You can if you want, but you don't have to at all.
No, I would. Well, the thing is, with this, if you put that in the middle of the tower pot and then it's still on that framework, you can't actually encourage it to grip onto the tower pot, can you? Because it's fixed on the trellis. So
it'll eventually grab hold, but it, you know.
Yeah, so I would definitely take the frame off, but just be so mad careful when you do it, because it's just very easy to, you know, cut through
that and
rather than that. And I've done things like that. So
well, see, now then, when you take it off because you've taught me something, which is about breaking the sap of a plant, which then
restricting the sap,
so it then creates more flowers.
It does.
So actually, with a climbing plant, you don't always want it just to go straight up.
No.
What you want to do, and particularly if you're doing it in the tower pot, is encourage it to go sort of sideways and round.
Yeah.
Because then you break the sap and you get more shoots coming off it. More shoots means more flowers.
That's right, because what you do, I mean, for instance, like if we just take this sort of Acer here, for example, if you imagine this was a climber.
Sorry, we'll come back to your pictures.
Kind of, you know, if it's just going straight up, you just get growth on the top. But if you actually sort of make it sort of grow laterally or horizontally, what you'll find then is you'll get shoots coming out all the way along the stem. All these will what they call break bud and all grow up. So that gives you multiple stems with multiple flowers.
Yeah.
And the reason it does that is because you've stressed the plant out. Because the plant thinks it's under attack, it's stressed, it puts out that extra growth, it kind of reacting to that stimulus that you've created.
I love that. So yeah, with a climbing plant, don't just get it to go up, get it to go round. And then you'll get even more from it.
And do the same with your fruit as well. If you're growing the loganberries, we were sending out a few weeks ago, once those canes get to their full upright position, take them over laterally, and then you'll get buds all the way along and fruit all the way along.
Lovely. Well, if you do want the wisteria, we do have it on the show. 550238 is the item number, and it is a £12 saving on there. They're beautiful, they're flowering, you know, you get flowers in the first season, whereas some wisteria you do have to wait 5, 6, even 7 years before you get those flowers. You don't have to with the wisteria amethyst falls. Right, let's go back to those pictures, shall we? Because, who was it? Was it Kathy? I'm sorry, rubbish names. No, it was Ruth. Apologies, Ruth. So Ruth, that was her tower pot. Oh, and she sent the geranium. This is the storm cloud, isn't it? Absolutely adore the storm cloud. Look at that with this blue sky in the background.
Yeah, we ought to. People don't mind.
Hydrangea in the background there as well.
We ought to keep some of these pictures when we go ahead in the future, because some of these pictures you sent in they're such high quality pictures.
They are.
And you know, it's great when we see you get the results, you know, that because obviously we have our pictures created for us to use in the studio, we talk about the plants, but when we see you get them home and you're getting the results that Bex and I are promising, it's really uplifting, it's really encouraging.
I love to see them, honestly. I love spying at people's gardens, but I do love, as Adam's saying, seeing the results that you're getting at home as well, which is always lovely.
I had a really lovely little thing last night, actually. Just a quick second, kind of going out on a limb a bit. John and I planted up a garden about 5 or 6 miles from us last autumn, and the lady mentioned in the spring her back lawn is full of bee orchids.
Right.
And last night my phone pinged, and yesterday she'd taken loads of pictures of these bee orchids flowering in her lawn. It was like, wow, it was just so amazing, you know,
nice
to kind of just see, to actually see that in reality and kind of see how things have moved on. And that's why we love looking at your pics as well, because it just encourages us that you're getting such great results. Right,
back into the chat in YouTube. Eleanor, love this. You win the comment of the day so far. Morning, everyone, but late. Had to supervise my hubby strimming since the strimming massacre of '03 when he destroyed my pots. She sent us some pictures a little while ago. It was very funny. So yes, very good. Well worth supervising. Ruth, yes, I've just shown your pictures of your geranium storm cloud and wisteria. Thank you so much for sending those in. We really do appreciate it. Linda, don't plant spiral anti-clockwise in northern hemisphere. Should that be the way to train it? Does it matter?
Well, it's weird you say that. What, wisteria? She's talking about?
I mean, she's just saying plants in general, but like water spirals into the
wisteria, for example, because you get Japanese wisteria and you get Chinese wisteria, and one grows clockwise and one grows anti-clockwise. That's how you can tell them apart. But generally in the Northern Hemisphere, things will grow clockwise.
Do they?
Yeah, like runner beans.
Really?
Things like, yeah, they generally grow clockwise. And I'm guessing in the Southern Hemisphere, they're probably... Yeah,
probably grow the other way.
Also, when you put... if you
it?
just fill up your bathroom sink and pull the plug out, in the Northern Hemisphere, the water goes around clockwise. In the Southern Hemisphere, it goes anti-clockwise. And I think plants...
What does it do on the equator?
It just goes straight down. Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah, it goes. It literally just drops straight down.
Because it's gravitational pull, isn't it?
Yeah, it's gravitational pull. So I think, yeah, the plants do grow different ways, whether they're North or South Hemisphere.
Interesting. All right, so Gary, Ryan makes it happen. I like it. Ryan.
Right.
All right, that's it for the chat and the emails for now. We will come back to those in a little while because do you know what? We've still got over an hour left with you. Hooray! We're bringing you on to, the cordylines, the Charlie boy. I've got one cordyline in my garden. It's a boring old green one.
Is it?
I feel like I want the Charlie boy.
Is it named after the king?
It could be named after King Charlie Boy.
King Charlie Boy?
I don't think we're allowed to call him Charlie anymore because he's the king. He's Charles.
Oh, Charles.
Now.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Good morning, Your Majesty, if you're watching.
He's not here. He's in France.
He's clearly not watching. Oh, of course, he's in France, isn't he, for the D-Day stuff?
Absolutely, yeah, which is fantastic.
Right, Charlie Boy, 680-256 is the item number. You can go for one of these if you want to, £14.99, but we've got another one of these where you can get the second one for just a £5 more. So two of these for £19.98 works out at £10 each. And this is, I love cordylines for structure, for architecture, for contrast, but also just instant impact, isn't it?
Just drama. I can remember years ago when cordylines first came out, they were green, and then they brought out a red-coloured one. Oh my goodness me! The colour combinations now on cordylines is phenomenal.
Well,
and
look
this
at the stripes on these leaves. Like they are incredible. The colours that you've got on here are just so beautiful.
Well, look at that's that sort of bright. You know, sometimes when you look at things and you say it makes your eyes go funny.
Yeah.
That's almost like when you look into that. It's so bright, isn't it? That is a really cheerful, happy, gorgeous looking plant.
I love these.
Really dramatic. What I particularly like about this one as well is the leaves are really narrow. You know, some cordylines, they tend to be wider, don't they?
Yeah.
I like the kind of the very narrow leaves on this. It just gives it a different kind of personality and feeling to the general cordylines. But it's a joyous plant, isn't it? It's almost reminds me of like a volcanic eruption there, almost like lava coming out of a crater there, with that sort of dark red at the base and then gradually going to sort of darker colours at the top. But yeah, I'm going to shut up because we've got a great feature to show you of these, haven't we?
Yeah, they're super easy to look after. They're absolutely gorgeous. Let's have a little look at Sean when he went out into the nursery to look at these yesterday.
Oh, this is paradise. So many different types of cordyline. We've got Torbay Dazzle there. We've got the green cordyline. That one looks like Red Star. Yes, it is. But I've been drawn over here. Come on, Charlie boy. Yes, this is Charlie boy. Sounds like a racehorse. Come on, Charlie boy. But this is an absolutely gorgeous cordyline. I'm just going to get down so I can get closer to it. So for me, to get this really bright pink, this bicolour pink, is just absolutely magical. And let me just get one out. Look at this. Absolutely stunning, isn't it? And I always say a cordyline, it adds instant structure and architecture to a garden. A cordyline can lend itself to really modern gardens. If you've got maybe a contemporary garden, contemporary house, they look fantastic just in a pot with gravel. But equally, mixed amongst other more traditional plants in beds and borders, they can look absolutely fantastic. But pink foliage is just so beautiful and actually quite rare. And this particular cordyline, Charlie Boy, you very rarely see it in the garden centres. It is one of the rarer varieties. Very easy to grow, like sun, well-drained soil. In the wintertime, all you need to do, if it's really cold, they are winter hardy, but if it's really cold, just literally fasten it up just to protect the crown. You can even put a pleat over it. And actually, this is probably how they'll arrive. Just so, don't worry when you open the box and it looks a little bit small. It will just be tightly wrapped up. And all you do is undo it and voila, you get a cordyline looking like that. Isn't it beautiful? I do remember when these grow, and they're actually quite fast growing, but what will happen is the lower leaves will start to go brown. So just always snip those off with some nice secateurs, and it will actually form a trunk. So over the years, you'll get a really nice tall trunk, and then all of this beautiful foliage at the top. So yeah, well, that's one of my favourite cordylines. I'd definitely get a pair of those. Known as Charlie Boy, and a very handsome chap.
He's looking like his little gnome self again. Little gnome sitting in amongst the plants.
He's got a wind gag the size of a hedgehog as well, hasn't he? So flipping windy out there.
It was quite breezy out there. I mean, the sun was sort of shining a bit, but it was a bit breezy, wasn't it? Right, yes, they do look gorgeous, don't they? And you see when they put them in with the green one and how you get that gorgeous contrast. It doesn't need to be sort of against a green cordyline. It could be against a green plant, but it is that gorgeous foliage and the contrast that you're getting.
I tell you what, imagine, where are we? Here we go. Let's get one of these.
Oh yeah, let's do the pots. No, let's
should we
talk about
Should we do
those.
one in each? Let's do one in each.
Because honestly, I mean, these are great if you want to go for these. So these are the Lavals.
And then see what that one looks like in that one.
Or you can go for the Laurels. These are a twin pack, these are a twin pack. It's entirely up to you which ones you want to go for. Most people are going for the Lavals. Let's go with those. Grab
we're going to go for the Laval. There we go.
So, with the Lavals, these are a twin pack, and you can get a twin pack of these for £14.98. So £7.50 each. But if you put two twin packs into your basket, what you can do is get 4 of those pots. It's a double up deal, and these will then work out £5 each, because you're just paying £5 more for the next twin pack that you put into your basket. Oh yes, I love this. Yes, I've seen this quite a lot in these gorgeous pots with cordylines in there, and then these lovely sort of trailing sort of ivies and things coming over the edge. They look so pretty, don't they? How about that?
So your cordyline with the vinca in front, like trailing down.
Yeah, love it.
That's going to be nice, isn't it? Look at that.
Absolutely gorgeous.
That's going to work well.
And because it's a pair, you can then do that bookending or that lovely, you know, either side of the front door, and it just makes the front door really attractive and inviting, or either side of that seating area. And what you've created here is a very low maintenance but high impact sort of specimen and feature for you to look at.
Yeah, and if you, I mean, for instance, if you've used like the vinca, for example, then what you've got here, Bex, is this is going to look just the same on Christmas Day as it's going to look in mid-June.
Exactly.
Because these are evergreen.
Just low maintenance, super easy.
Yeah, low maintenance, really, really easy. But, I mean, you might want to say, well, no, I don't want to underplant with that, but you could go for some, say, different coloured gravel underneath. That would be really good. White gravel look good, wouldn't it? Or you could go for the black snake grass, the Ophiopogon, Physocarpus nigrescens. That would look really great underneath there as well.
Yeah, because that stays nice and compact.
Stays compact, yeah. And it's got the that dark colour. So that's the thing. When you've got these really sort of dramatic colours like this, it does give you that opportunity to then go to the other end of the scale and contrast something with it really, really well. I'm trying to think of anything else today that we've got that you could contrast these with.
I'm not sure we've got anything. Not sure. Because the other one we've got is the Verbena quartz. I don't think that would work really, would it?
Something you could if you wanted to.
Oh, some ferns.
You could try some ferns.
You'd have to go for some slightly shorter ones, wouldn't you?
You could try some ferns. So there you go. I'll open it up, Bex, and you can just pop them around. And you could sort of go for some like ferns in there, because we've got that. Oh, that looks quite nice actually. Different sort of ferns going in. I mean, obviously we'd do it much more kind of.
You'd actually plant
them and stuff. But yeah, I mean ferns. Look, that looks really nice actually.
It does, doesn't it?
That looks quite good. And a lot of these ferns, these are the hardy fern collection as well. And some ferns will take some sunshine if you keep them really well watered. So you can get ferns that take sun as well as shade. So the world's your oyster really. When you've got a central, permanent, dramatic coloured plant like that, it gives you all these different options to kind of mix and match. But these would be happy in these Laval pots for at least a couple of seasons.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Before you needed to pop them on.
Because the bottom leaves sort of fade, and you get rid of those, and then it forms this lovely trunk and just gets nice and tall. Mine's grown, I mean, in one season really, 1.5 years. Mine's grown a trunk on it like this big already. So you get this lovely height and structure going on there.
Look at that.
Lovely rooty system that we've got there. Details are on the screen for the hardy ferns, 481-005. But if you do want your pair of cordylines, it is on a double up deal, so you can go for your Charlie boy. You put 2 in your basket to get the double up deal, and you enter the code YGTV2324 in order to get that special price. So $19.98 if you want to go for both of those.
And it's something I'm really glad you mentioned about the leaf, because sometimes customers do say to me, "Oh, I'll put some cordylines in, and the lower leaves are all turning yellow and dropping off."
Yeah, they're supposed to.
They're supposed to, yeah. So don't worry about that. That's normal. But
Yeah.
people don't always realise that, because people think, well, it's growing from the top, all right. Why is the lower part dying? But eventually, it does form that cabbage palm kind of look that they call it. And again, that's just another really nice feature. If they're really, really happy, they flower as well in time.
Yeah.
When they get more mature,
Yeah.
send out these great big spikes of lovely white
It's lovely
scented
when you
flowers.
see those, isn't it?
Yeah, brilliant plants.
All right, 680-256 if you want to go for your cordyline, but we need to bring you back to our best-selling item, our most rated, 5-star, the thing that we sell the absolute most of out of everything here at YouGarden, and that is our premium professional compost. 100125 is the item number. You get 2 of the 50-litre bags. You can see them in front there. 2 bags, because carrying a 50-litre bag around is much easier than carrying a 100-litre bag around. That's quite tricky, isn't it, for most people? So we do send you them in 2 bags, and it does come in a cardboard box as well, just so that you know if you are multi-ordering, it's easy to stack and store. A review yesterday was actually complimenting us on the packaging, and so that's wonderful. But these are delivered direct to your door. There is no postage included in this at all, and this is a great one if you are trying to get multiples of the free gift. Now, if you need, I said this earlier, if you need 300 litres of your premium professional compost, don't put 3 lots into your basket.
I like this. I love this.
Don't do that. I mean, put 1 in your basket, enter the offer code YGTV2324. We'll send that to you with your free bag of your Blooming Fast, and we'll send it free postage because there's no postage attached to this order. Then come back and place another order, enter your code, and get another bag of your Blooming Fast, check out like that, and then come back and do it again. You're then going to get 300 litres of your compost, and you're going to get 3 bags of your Blooming Fast, which will also make 300 litres. Yeah, 3, because this is 100 litres each. So you've got 300 litres worth of your Blooming Fast. So then you can come back and place another order for all your plants and stuff and get another bag of your Blooming Fast.
So is that 4 now? We're up to 4 now.
Yeah, now we're up to 4.
So my watering, so
orders.
300 litres per bag. My watering can takes 10 litres, so that's 3, 6, 9, that's 120.
No.
Watering can loads.
That's 100 litre, that's 100 litre, that's 100 litre, that's 100 litre. So I've got 400 litres in total.
40. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how many does it take for you to do your garden?
10. Well, my watering can's 10 litre watering can.
Yeah, mine is as well. So you're going to use one of those for your garden?
Yeah.
Every time you do it?
Yeah, pretty much.
So with those 4, you've got 4 weeks worth of feed?
Easily. Yeah, and I don't need to feed every week either. I mean, you can feed every other couple of weeks as well, really. So, yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to keep on top of it and do it weekly, but in reality, it's every other week. And of course, if you've got a water butt, and it's a 100 litre water butt, pour this in it.
I love doing that, because it's already done, isn't it? Easy done.
All you've got to do is fill your watering can up from your butt.
Really simple then. And the great thing about a liquid feed as well, it's instant. It gets straight into the soil. You can use it as a foliar feed, so you can spray it over the foliage, because leaves will absorb nutrients through their surface. So you can foliar feed and root feed. And unlike a granular one that takes ages to break down, and it's a bit like headache remedies. You can take the liquid capsules that work instantly, or you take the harder tablets. They work, but they take a little bit longer.
All right, well, that is the free gift, but that comes to you with your premium professional compost if you enter the offer code YGTV2324. And of course, entering that offer code also gives you a 10% discount. So you're going to get this price rather than this price. No, that's your club price. I'm being a muppet.
We've both been Muppets today at some point. It's time to put on makeup. It's time to dress up right. It's time to put on makeup on the Muppet Show tonight.
By entering the code, you do get that saving there, though, £17 and whatever that says, 99 pence. That's the saving you get by entering your offer code, and you get 10% discount if you are in the club. Right, the compost is the best rated. It's got all of the fantastic ingredients. This is like your multivitamin for your plants. You can't live on water alone. You need all the vitamins and goodness that you get from food, and that is what this premium professional compost will do for your plants. I ranted on for so long, Stu's not going to let me have any more time on it. Please do go to the chat. Please do ask our regulars in the chat. please do go to the, he's moving us on, can you tell? Please do go to the reviews on the website to check out how good that premium professional compost is, because it genuinely will turn you into a green-fingered gardener overnight. All right, I'm stopping, sorry.
Because he did just say, can we move on?
Can we move on, indeed.
Please. And
well, there was a few he was coming out with yesterday as well. Right, the Canna is proving to be incredibly, incredibly popular, and I can see why. Look at how beautiful and exotic this plant is, and that's before any of the flowers have even appeared.
Get one out of the pot.
Get one out
of the pot. Shade the roots.
All right, okay. Shall we have a little look at the roots on it? Oh, let me give it a squeeze. Oh!
Hey! Look at that.
Look at that.
That's a rooty beauty if you ever see one, isn't it?
That is a rooty beauty.
Look at that. That is such
really
a well-established
big
plant.
Roots there as well. Lovely little sort of, you can see the smaller white fibrous roots, but look at check out the big rooty bits on there.
Do you know what's totally insane, Bex? 3 of these plants, I mean, from the tip of the roots to the top of the leaves, 3 ridiculously healthy, established plants, $8.99 disc club price. It is mind-blowing. I can see garden centres with those in a 2 or 3 litre pot, even charging $9.99 each, honestly, for plants like that.
I don't think they would, because this is a little bit, you know, tropical, exotic, a little bit maybe unusual. It's not your typical kind of summer bedding, and, you know, that it's not one of those... what's the word I'm looking for? It's not one of the normal ones. It's not one of the ones that we know. It's not common, absolutely.
No, it's not a lazy deal, as I call it.
Exactly. It's a bit different. And so, yes, those do sometimes come with those higher price tags. Well, at YGTV, you can go for a triple deal here. It's like getting the 3rd one for free. It's buy 2, get 1 absolutely free. The price for 2 is exactly the same as the price for 3. So definitely think about multi-ordering. If you want to dip your toe in and you've never grown them before and you just want to have a go, yeah, go for 1 if you want. That's entirely up to you. It's $9.99 or $8.99 in the club. But it's well worth trying to add those 3 into your baskets. You're getting 1 of those for free. And these are gorgeous. It's the right time to get these, isn't it?
It's definitely the right time to get these. And you might be thinking, yeah, you know, multi-order these Cannas, they're not hardy, you know, don't want to risk that. These have got our hardy lifetime guarantee. So you've got that reassurance. If you want to try Cannas for the first time, give these a go.
I would definitely mulch them, though, if you want them to come back bigger and better next year.
Yep.
I would definitely, I mean, I often say this, it's a really good habit to get into anyway, is to mulch. You don't want slugs and snails eating plants. We want to make sure they come back better. You know, even if you've got the winter hardy guarantee, you've got to start again, haven't you, next year? So
precisely,
you want it to survive.
So, you know, these are a little bit like when we talk about lilies. You know, they like a nice, moist soil, but they like to have their foliage and their flowers up in the sunshine. And these, wow, these are really dramatic plants. I mean, they look brilliant at the moment, just in their early days, with those wonderful, wonderful leaves, that kind of dark chocolatey brown colour, and then you get this peachy, orangey, tangerine-y kind of great big spikes of flowers for a long, long flower period, and they're right back end of the summer as well. We're going to bring you some other fantastic things if we get time later on, some wonderful asters that flower back end of the summer. Asters. They would look lovely underplanted with these as well, because they give you that extended colour right the way from late summer into the autumn up to the frosts, and then they die down at the end of the season. And as Beck said, all you can do then, if you want, is put a nice thick layer of strulch over the top. That will stop the worst of the rain getting through. That will stop the frost from penetrating down to the roots. And next spring, just be patient, because sometimes they take a little while to come back. My ginger lilies are only just starting to freeze shoot.
So I planted ginger lily. It took ages.
Yeah, mine are about, well, I say mine, there's John's in the front garden.
Mine's about that big.
Yeah,
but
John's
honestly,
about that tall.
I didn't think it was going to come up.
Nor did we.
But it's coming.
And that's the same with these. You know, just be patient. It might not come through till sort of late May, early June, but once they break through the soil and they get going, boy, oh boy, do they grow at a rate of knots. And by July, August, September, October, these amazing flowers. And they look a little bit like frangipani flowers to me as well. Got that kind of look to them.
Frangipani?
Frangipani. Frangipani. Yeah, frangipani. Frangipani, I'll say frangipani. Tomato, tomato.
I love it.
Clematis, clematis. Secateurs, secateurs.
450161 is the item number if you would like to go for our Canna lilies. It's a buy 2, get 1 free. Make sure you add 3 of those into your basket in order to get that amazing deal, as well as entering that offer code, because that's how you get that deal. We're moving on to the Coreopsis, because this is the other one that's doing incredibly well at the moment. Definitely one of the favourites. Coreopsis early sunrise, and it does look like a beautiful ball of sunshine, doesn't it?
Yeah, I remember in a previous lifetime on another show that we used to do, we had Coreopsis in the studio in flower, and we had an absolute, shipload of them. I mean, huge amounts, and they just flew. They just went like crazy.
Really?
Yeah, and it doesn't surprise me because these are just such happy, cheerful, bright, colourful flowers. You've got these lovely, lovely double flowers, but they've still got, the sort of the stamens in the middle producing sort of nectar and pollen as well for the pollinating insects. These are great for front of the border for hot, dry, sunny positions. They're cheerful plants. They almost emanate their own light source because they're so bright and cheery. And they flower for such a long time. I mean, once they get going, they'll flower for a good sort of 4 or 5 months. These will have a lifetime guarantee. They'll come up year after year, forming sort of bigger and bigger clumps as they mature, make great cut flowers. But just one of those perennials, plant them in the right place, leave them, and just enjoy masses of bright, bright coloured, cheerful flowers for a long, long period of time.
Yeah, super easy. Perennial coming back for you year after year. Herbaceous, so they pretty much completely disappear.
Yeah, they die down to the ground pretty much in the autumn. In fact, what I would do is wait till probably about October, November time, and then trim them down, but only trim them down to about sort of 3 or 4 inches. So you've still got some little stalks there to know where they're going to regrow from the following spring. So you don't dig them up in the wintertime when you're putting bulbs and stuff in. And then you'll probably notice late March, early April, you'll start to see little green shoots push back through. And then year on year, if you've got them in that nice, well-drained, sunny position, just easily, they'll flower for such a long time, giving you these joyful coloured flowers on nice, robust, strong stems that stand up to the wind and the rain. And the whole plant itself is a nice, compact, well-behaved perennial. There's some perennials we love, but we know they have those habits of flopping over, don't they, and becoming a pain. These don't. These stand up on their own, don't need staking, just so easy to grow and give such amazing results.
Oh, and they're very, very well established.
Same story as always, Bex,
really gorgeously healthy.
Yeah.
Nice, thick, sturdy stems on here as well. So yeah, you're going to get some really good growth. You'll definitely get flowers. There's flower stems, there's flower buds on here. You get flowers this year and every year for many years. There are 3 of those pots, by the way. I know we've only got 2 in our potting shed, but you will get 3 of those. And it is buy 1. Hang on. It's just 3 for $9.99. Apologies. It's a 2/3 off, basically. You're saving £20 off there. So it is a bit like a buy 1, get 2 absolutely free. 560890 is the item number. Just make sure that you enter the code YGTV2324 so that you get that £20 saving.
But again, I can see some garden centres with plants that size having those in 2-litre pots and charging $4.99, $5.99 each. No problem at all.
Yeah. They're lovely, like those. Let's move on to the Sambucus, the black lace. This one is proving to be a bit of a runaway winner today as well. It's been promoted onto our favourites table from today. I think it might be staying here for a little while. 510394 is the item number if you would like to go for the Sambucus black lace. We've both got this in our gardens, haven't we?
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, like, it is an absolutely... You got it now, yeah?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I got it.
He died this week, though, sadly. The singer from Black. Yeah, died this week, yeah, sadly. But actually, I was on top of the pops when they had that song on there.
You were not, were you? Is there footage of you?
I was on, somewhere in the deep.
There's got to be a video of
you
you somewhere.
I was on there, my brother and I went on there, and we were either side of Annie Nightingale, because my brother and I were really new romantic-y types. So we dressed black and white, and we had mascara and makeup and lipstick on, so...
I can so see that.
Either side, yeah, and they had black lace, and we all had to dance around the studio, kind of like, which is, anyway, I digress.
Let's see if we can find that footage.
This again is a really, really stunning shrub. I'm going to bring some pictures in of the one we've got at the end of our bungalow because it's been there 3 or 4 years now.
And you're saying your bungalow is white. So this black lace
against the white bungalow.
Beautiful, dark coloured, almost black. I mean, it's got tinges of green in there, but it's like a burgundy, almost black foliage against the white of your bungalow.
It looks dramatic. It really does.
And then when you get these flowers on here, these can be like 15 centimetres in diameter. These can get really large, and there's hundreds of little flowers in those clusters.
Isn't that beautiful?
And it's the most beautiful, captivating colour of pink, isn't it?
And I tell you what, as well, it is captivating. But what else is captivating? Oh no, you call this what's the thing? Nostril feast. Nostril feast. It is a that. Oh, good.
It's got a beautiful smell, isn't it? Yeah, there's something really.
That is really sweet, isn't it? And yeah, that is gorgeous, gorgeous, sweet fragrance on there. It is one of those plants, isn't it, that's just got so many kind of interests. I mean, not only the colour of the foliage, but that lovely ferny kind of fine cut foliage on there, these pinky white flower heads that can go on to produce berries. It's a shrub that if you leave can get to sort of 2, 3, 4 metres tall, but you can prune it back, you can tidy it if you want to. It is really dramatic, really pretty. The one on the end of our bungalow, I'll take some pictures over the weekend. I'll bring them in on Sunday when Bex and I are back on Sunday. And we have had people knock on the door and just say, oh, guys, can I just ask you, what's that shrub on the end? Because it's knockout. We love it. And it's not surprising. You see the picture of it there. It's so pretty. Yeah. And I like the fact that flowers, they've got that sort of pinky white look to them. Really magnificent.
It really, truly is. And that is why it's been promoted to our favourites table. 510394 is the item number. £5 saving if you enter the code YGTV2324. You can get 25% off our RRP there, just $14.99. And an extra 10% discount if you are in the club. Let's take you back over. We're going all the way over to our other table. What are we looking at first? Oh, you mentioned the asters, and that's exactly what we're going to talk to you about first of all. This is all about that late season colour.
I've got to straighten this up, Bex. I've got to straighten this up.
No, do it. It annoys me when it's wonky.
Yeah, I can't stand it being wonky.
This is all about the late season colour, and I think the fact that these are called autumn jewels is the perfect name because they have got this gorgeous colour tone to them. And sometimes we talk about how a plant, the flowers, they smother the plant. Yeah. This one truly, truly does. You can barely see any foliage behind it.
The picture you see here, this doesn't lie. This is what these look like. These are amazing. I've got these in my back garden. John's got some in the front garden. Again, we got them from a previous existence. But yeah, these are just such lovely, lovely plants. Late summer into autumn. When you get sometimes in October, we get those high pressure areas, don't we? We get those lovely mellow autumn days. We get blue skies, and we still get temperatures sometimes of 23, 24, 25 degrees. And you almost think to yourself, oh, why couldn't it have been like this back in June? When it was. Why has it had to wait now till October to be so?
When it was still light until 10 o'clock at night.
And you might be sort of feeling a little bit down because you're thinking about the autumn coming on and winter approaching. But you know what? When you see these flowering on that lovely, lovely blue, warm autumn day, and they're creating these wonderful mounds of colour, and you can hear the bees buzzing, you can still see the pollinating insects around, and there's still other sort of colour going on, all of a sudden, it kind of just takes you back a little bit to summer a little bit more, and you start to forget about autumn for a little while because you think, hold on a minute, there's fantastic colour here. Why do I need to think about autumn? And these are great. These are plants that react to different light levels. It's called photoperiodism or photoperiodicity, and these are called short day plants. So these are brought into flower, activated to flower by the days becoming shorter, a bit like chrysanthemums. So don't think at the end of the season it's all got to be over and you can't have drama and incredible flowers. These will do this for you in the autumn, going right into early winter. And the colours on these are great. They're just those soft, pastel-y, different colours. They form these nice dome shapes. They've not been pruned to be like that.
No,
that's how they naturally grow like that. Yeah, really magnificent.
It is the perfect time to get hold of these now because you want to get these into the garden, get them established so that when we get into those autumn months, you will get some flowers from them. They're not going to get to their full size, and they don't grow massive, do they? We're talking maybe what?
Yeah, probably
40 by.
Yeah, I mean, sort of clump. If you imagine kind of a, I don't know, say the size of a large cauliflower.
That's a massive cauliflower.
That sort of size. Yeah. So nice little clump. And the ones we've got here, actually, these are flower buds coming. So
wow, there you go.
Yeah, some of these have already got flower buds on.
Now, so that you can get them established over the summer, so you get some of those flower displays this autumn, and then next autumn they'll be even better. I did exactly that. I planted them probably about this time last year, had some beautiful little flowers last year, and I cannot wait to see them come back this year because they're going to be that little bit bigger this year as well. 480451 is the item number if you want to go for the asters. You get three colours, 2 of each. Didn't we have a double up deal on that one, Stu? Is that not available? I'm probably thinking a different item number. I'm thinking probably a different item. Anyway, he's going to check it out anyway. But you've got 6 of those included, and there is a £5 saving off there. We've taken a third off, so £9.99. 3 colours. Sorry, I don't mean to punch you. 3 colours, 2 of each in that pack that you're getting, and they do come labelled in that mini greenhouse, so you know which colour is which. Next, we're going to move on to the Salix flamingo bush. This is a great foliage plant to have in your garden. The new foliage that comes through this gorgeous flamingo pink.
They are absolutely incredible. In the last 10, 15 years, these have become so popular. Some people have them as a sort of a shrub from ground level, like you can see here. Sometimes you see them as sort of the lollipops or the standards.
I've got, the lollipop.
Yeah.
Well established, it's been there for years.
Yeah, tough, aren't they?
Yeah,
really...
tough as old boots, honestly. Like, super easy. Nothing, I mean, I trim it once a year, basically. I trim it back so that I keep that lovely lollipop shape, but I barely water it. I pay it very little attention other than to admire it.
Yeah, they're magnificent, and it's been a bit of a theme today, isn't it? Bringing you sort of foliage colour as opposed to just flower colour. And this is another plant. If this never flowered, well, you wouldn't worry because just the foliage colour alone is amazing. You've got sort of the shrimp pink, you've got dark pink, you've got sort of marbly white colour, you've got green, you've got all those mixtures of colours, and they look like that all the year through until they lose their foliage. They are deciduous, so they lose foliage in the wintertime. But even in the wintertime, they've got quite an interesting wiry kind of structure to them. Quite often you can see sort of little birds sort of jumping about inside them during the winter months, I guess looking for, I don't know, little eggs tidbits, or sort of things in there they can peck off, and bugs and things that they can eat.
It's a good one, like very kind of disease and
disease
resistant.
Pest resistant,
Doesn't
disease
really
resistant.
seem to have any problems.
No, I mean, my brother's got one of these in his front garden. He sends me a picture every year. His is one of the ones on a standard stem. And Bex, it looks amazing.
Yeah,
he trims it back hard in the spring because you can leave it to grow naturally or you can trim it back hard. What you find is if you trim it back quite hard late winter, early spring, the new foliage is always the most dramatic and has the most incredible colour to it. But if you don't trim it back, you'll still get lots of colour. But it's just such a hardy, easy, simple shrub to grow, but just bringing such joyful amount of colour all the way through spring, summer, into early autumn. Yeah,
and it's a big one as well. It's in a 3-litre pot. It's not like this is in a 9 centimetre or anything. This is a nice big one, so it's been growing a little while. It's £12.99. We have taken £2 off that one, and of course it is £11.69 if you're in the club because you will get that extra 10% discount on there as well. 510919 is the item number that you need if you'd like to go for the Salix Flamingo Willow Bush. Next we're taking you on to the Nepeta, the cat mint. This one's called Summer Magic. This one's great if you've got a cat. Cats love this, don't they? It's like catnip. They go nuts for it.
And it's not Nepeta, like someone just said. Nepeta.
Nepeta. Did I say Nepeta?
No, you didn't.
His im, was it?
The guy next. The guy in the shed. Shed man.
I thought it said Nepeta.
Yeah. You can say Nepeta if you want, but Nepeta, it's a shrub that is a really, really amazing. Not shrub, a perennial. And
you're funny.
Just pick a leaf off.
It smells delicious, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right, so it's called cat mint, but often when you say mint in the presence of a gardener, we all sort of lose our minds a little bit, don't we?
Because cats do when they smell this.
If you've ever made the mistake of planting mint out in a border, because it's so invasive. It's not just vigorous, it's invasive.
Yeah, you spend your whole life trying to get rid of it.
This isn't that.
No, this isn't that. This will grow from a kind of a pretty restricted root ball, a multi-stemmed root ball.
But it'll form clumps.
It'll form clumps, yeah, and it'll spread. Well, let's put the picture back. You can see that. That's what it'll do. And I've heard people call it cat cannabis.
Wow, okay.
Because
well, they just love it, don't they?
They go mad for it.
There's a scent in it that they really, really like. You might find actually that your cat just like curls up in it and falls asleep, which I just think is lovely. Look, you don't have to have a cat. This is not all about cats. It's just that they do actually quite like it. It also doesn't mean all the cats in the neighbourhood are going to come to
Not
your
necessarily.
garden.
No.
It doesn't mean that. And if you don't want the cat to curl up in it, you can put some little stakes in the ground, just little bits of cane. Sticking out of the ground, and it stops them from sort of flattening the plants.
I thought you meant like a...
I don't mean knives, no.
No, like a steak, like a meaty steak.
No, not a meaty steak.
That would encourage them, wouldn't it?
That would encourage them all. But no, this is just a beautiful, gorgeous plant for you to have in your garden that flowers for ages.
It does. And fun, I was working at a garden I go to once a month, just outside a place called Rickling Green, and these lovely couple have been customers of mine since I've become self-employed 37 years ago, and they've got huge, great big borders, and they've got one border that grows along a really, really old wall. And there's a massive patch of this at one end underneath a huge, giant Magnolia grandiflora. And you know what? Year after year after year, it forms this purple carpet of colour that flowers for week after week after week. And what I found with it over the years as well, even when it has its initial flower over, I've found if you give it a cut back, give it a good drink and a bit of a feed, it reshoots and it'll give you a second flush of flower right up until late autumn, even early winter. I found it to be a very, very good plant for full sun, a very good plant for very dry, poor soils once it's established. It's a perennial that is not at all fussy about poor soils or dry soils. It does like full sun. If you put it in shade, it tends to get a bit wiry, what they call sort of etiolated. So, give it full sun. But other than that, dead easy to grow, adored by pollinating insects, bees, butterflies. It's got fragrant foliage, these lovely, lovely purple spikes of flower, and just really easy to cover a big space.
Lovely. It's a double up deal available on there. So if you put 2 in your basket, you'll get both of those for £14.98, £7.50 each, or you can just go for one for £9.99. Make sure you put the code in though if you want to get that saving from that double up deal. Right, we're going to take you on to, this is a stunner, isn't it? You can get hold of a digitalis, and this is the Dalmatian mix. They are mixed colours. I cannot guarantee which one you're going to get, but they are all absolutely beautiful. And this is about instant colour and absolute beauty in your garden, and will come back every single year as well. It's in a 2-litre pot, so it's a nice big one. And Sean went out and had a little look at these on the nursery.
Well, these are our digitalis Dalmatian mix, foxgloves as I know them as, and they're just beautiful. And I always think that foxgloves, they look good on mass. Now, you don't need to have as many of these as we've got here on the nursery, but doesn't that look absolutely beautiful? And the size we've got here, we do sell the smaller ones early on in the season, but these, just take one out now, are so well established, aren't they? Beautiful. And again, the pollinators love these. You often see they little bumblebees. I say little bees are really big this year. They seem really big to me, but they love going inside each and every one of these beautiful flowers. The lovely thing is these do come back year after year. They actually often self-seed as well, so you can find over the years you get more and more of these. But I love the kind of country cottage look. I also like the fact that they're self-supportive as well. So with a foxglove, you don't have to stake them, so they never look ugly or anything like that. And when you see them on mass, with there's a bee just whizzing in there. When you see them on mass like this, they are absolutely beautiful. I love the different colours as well. Variety of creams and purples, a little bit of lilac over there, and incredibly easy to grow as well. In fact, they do quite well in part shade, so back of a border, part shade, and they will come back every single year. They're just gorgeous. So yes, it is our digitalis foxglove, the Dalmatian mix.
Well, there we go. They look amazing, don't they? I was out there the other day and looking at those, and they really are quite standout because obviously they're tall and they're colourful and they're beautiful. And you've got those lovely markings inside, which the bees are actually attracted to, aren't they? It's like their runway, their landing pad.
Yeah, it's like their landing pad. And when I look at foxgloves, I always think of things like Beatrix Potter and things like that. They've got that,
I know what you mean.
Kind of, they've got that really nice fairy tale kind of feel to them, haven't they? When you put these in the garden, for me, they just sort of conjure up a real magical feeling in the garden. There's something about the height of them, these wonderful, wonderful funnel-shaped flowers that hang down, and quite often, you see the bees buzzing about inside.
I love a little bee bottom. There's nothing better than seeing a little bee bottom
busy
wiggling out
I know,
the back
and they
of those.
collect all that pollen, aren't they, and getting that little nectar treat as well. And then sometimes you get that little buzzy noise, don't you, where you hear the bees kind of inside going from flower to flower. But yeah, foxgloves are divine. They're just so elegant and natural and charming. You get these lovely sort of great big leaves at the base there, and these lovely tall flower spikes, and they can get taller than that even. They can get sort of up to sort of about 2 or 3 feet tall eventually. They like quite damp, moist soil, great for sort of mid to back of the border. Look great with things like hostas, for example, or you could have the Geranium Rozanne underneath these with the foxgloves above. Choice is yours, really.
Yeah, I do love them. They definitely give you that lovely cottage garden feel, don't they? And as you can see from that video with Sean, this is very indicative of what you will be receiving. It's $14.99 for one or $19.99 for two if you want to go for that double up deal. Just make sure you put the code in or you'll pay full price for both of them, and we don't want you to do that. I was just having a little look at the chat, just on the cannas that we've got over there on the favourites table. East Coast Tropical Garden, welcome, hello. They're saying cannas come back every year with even more shoots, divide them up for free plants and plant elsewhere. Same process every year. Very nice, love that. Yeah, Karen was saying thanks for the tip, East Coast. What's Neil saying? He's dipping in and out because he's busy at work while running the printing presses. Oh, interesting. It's Nathan, by the way, East Coast. Thank you very much. Ruth, with all these plants, I think I'll get those heavy-duty pots if they're still available. Yes, they are. Should we show you them? Yeah, we did say we were going to do it, didn't we? Should we come into the middle? Let's come over here. Yes, we have got some heavy-duty pots available. I'm going to come over here. The heavy-duty pots are available. It's a pack of 4 of them, and these are great because they're a really nice size, aren't they?
Is it 30 litre?
30 litre, so 40 centimetre diameter, but it's about the sort of size of them, which is fantastic for a whole bunch of different plants, but also the extra drainage holes.
Yeah, because, I mean, when you've got pots this size and they're full up with compost and a big plant, you're very unlikely to move them, aren't you? So over the course of time, it's not impossible for the bottom holes to get clogged up and not to be draining. But the fact that you've got these side holes as well means that plant isn't going to get waterlogged. The amount of rain we've had this winter time, it's been quite easy, wouldn't it, to just see water kind of swimming on the top, and then if things get waterlogged, they perish. But good thing about these, they're not just for planting. I mean, the amount of ideas people have come up with for these, haven't they?
Well, I've got loads of plants planted in mine. I've got the apple tree, the one that you pruned for me, the apple teeny. I've got cordyline growing in here. I've got the rose, menopause rose. I posted a little picture of that on my Instagram stories and Facebook stories yesterday for anybody that's interested. Buds coming.
You do raspberries. You can actually,
raspberries, strawberries.
Yeah, strawberries would be good. In fact, you could do raspberries and strawberries.
Tomatoes. I've just planted my tomatoes in here. They're in the conservatory, admittedly, at the moment. I will move them outside at some point, but they're in the conservatory for the time being. But yeah, what have you got growing in yours? Have you had any problems? Because obviously we've had all this rain. Have you had any problems with those plants, or are those extra drainage holes actually working? We'd love to know what you've got growing in yours.
Well, I've got 3 tomatoes in my greenhouse.
Tomatoes?
Yeah,
love it.
in 3 of these, and I've got 2 pots of cucumbers.
Ah, very
Yeah,
good.
and they're all in these 30-litre pots. And what I like about the 30-litre pots as well, I did grow tomatoes in smaller pots a couple of years back, but they were forever drying out.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes on really hot days, I'd water them before I went to work, but they dried out even before I came home in the evening. With these 30-litre pots, I can get so much compost in there, they don't dry out really, really quick.
Yeah, well, we know loads of you have got them, but it's not just for growing in. They are obviously designed for growing. These are commercial growing pots, but you can actually use these for a multitude of other things. I use it as a garden truck. So whenever I go into my little shed, that's around the side, I go into my shed, I've got one of these, and it's got my gloves, my trowel, my little kneeling pad, you know, the most used items in the garden. So I go, I pick it up and I take it all outside. All the bits come out. I then put all my garden waste in here, all my little trimmings and things. That then goes in the big bin. Then I put all my stuff back in and back in the shed again.
This time of year, I'm starting to deadhead roses, so I have something like this. Yeah, so I just clip off the roses, throw the roses in there. And any bits, sometimes now you start to see the odd sort of manky leaf and stuff, don't you? So you can just throw that in there.
Trim that off.
Harvesting, for example, if you're harvesting your early spud buds soon, you can put them in there and you can wash them off kind of in there, get the soil off, and it, you know, it just all drains out the bottom like a garden colander, if you like. So bamboo canes as well. I had this really annoying thing where I kept putting this massive group of bamboo canes up in a corner and they kept slipping down. I kept tripping over them. It drove me really mad. So now I just stand them all in this and it just stops them, you know, sliding down all over the place. Loads and loads of uses for these.
Yeah, they're really good. 130011 if you want to get a pack of 4 of the heavy duty pots. Of course, you've got the handles moulded onto the side as well, so it makes it really easy for you to carry things around your garden. £17.99, £16.19 if you're in the club, because you're getting that extra 10% discount off there as well. So these really truly are one of the best things that you'll buy in your garden, because you'll use them for so many different things. 130011 is your item number.
And you'll have them forever.
Have a what?
You'll have them forever, won't you? They'll just last forever.
They really do last such a long time.
Last for donkey's years.
Right, let's move on, because this is admittedly one of the highest price items that we are bringing you, but when you look at the prices out there of olive trees, and particularly the ones with these gorgeous spiraled stems, I think you will agree that what we have got for you is an incredible deal. So it's $39.99 for one of these. But we got a double up deal where you get the second one half price, because it's just $59.98 if you go for 2 of those. Excuse me, so that's going to work out £30 each. And genuinely have a little look out there, excuse me, at the prices for those olive trees, because these are incredible. I love an olive tree, don't you?
If we pull them upwards, do they extend to about 1.5 metres, do you think?
We were talking about them being bouncy yesterday. Somebody said in the chat yesterday about them being a spring.
I tell you what, look at the amount of work and love that's gone into creating them. I mean, that is phenomenal, isn't it? I mean, really, really gorgeous. I mean, my guess is, and I've seen this done before, they grow around a cane to start with.
But that's going to take so much time, isn't it? Because that's properly kind of woodified now, isn't it?
So you know, it's been trained round until it's actually, you know, maintained that shape, and then you just pull the support out the middle, and you're left with that wonderful spiraled stem. And well, actually, it should be no surprise to you, topiary lady, Acer topiary lady.
Well, yeah. Do you know? So I've done it with my own Acers. I think I've killed my little bonsai, by the way. But anyway. We'll see. Yeah, you do it with wire. Yeah. So you get different gauge of wire depending on the thickness of the stems, and you wrap it around, and then you can manipulate the branches into the direction you want them to go in. And you leave it like that for a little while. Make sure you keep an eye on it so that the wire doesn't cut into the branches.
As it grows.
And then you remove it, and it's trained it to go in that direction. So yeah, it'll be a similar process.
Similar process with this, and so you know, a straight up stem is fantastic, but you know, it's just the added interest, isn't it, of that spiral stem. It just adds that kind of unusual kind of look to it, and this lovely healthy foliage on top. We're going to see some fab pics with Sean again.
I keep coming back to these at the nursery. These are the spiral stem olives, and I just think they are beautiful. They're works of art, aren't they? I was just imagining how many years it's taken to grow these, to actually get an olive and train it so the stem goes round and grows out in this absolutely delightful spiral shape. They're just so ornate, so beautiful, and I would definitely go for pear. What's interesting is when you look, they are so similar. A lot of the stems are, I mean, these two are vertical, that's a new word, virtually identical. I like my new word. But let's talk about olive trees. So they are regarded as being hard in the UK. I've got several, and I've had them, probably 12, maybe even 15 years, and they've all survived the winter. They will produce olives, and in fact, this one, if I just bring it round, this one, and that one, they've got flowers forming right now. Now, the flowers are quite insignificant. I mean, these are buds, but when they open up, they're kind of like a creamy colour, really quite small. But every one of those flowers has got the potential to actually turn into an olive. On a good summer, depending where you live in the UK, they will ripen and you can actually eat them. Some summers, if it's a short summer, you live in the north, they may not ripen enough to eat, but they'll still look really, really attractive. You imagine this covered in olives, it's going to look absolutely gorgeous. And I could just imagine these 2 spiral olive trees outside, your patio doors, if you're lucky enough to have a conservatory, imagine them outside the conservatory doors. They're just beautiful. And so I can only imagine the amount of years and the amount of skill that's gone into growing these into this spiral shape. I love them. I love olives anyway, and I love the fact they're evergreen. I love the foliage. I love the fact that they give you a real sense of the Mediterranean. But these, being spirals, are really, really special.
Didn't Stu do a good job of getting some of those camera shots there? I loved that one where he's like getting in the bottom and you can see all the way through to all those stems. That looked absolutely brilliant. And the reason that we're doing those videos when we know what we've got on these shows here is so that you can see what is out there on the nursery floor, not just the ones that we bring into the potting shed, but you can see the quality of what's out there. 680205 is the item number if you would like to go for the spiral stem olive. Evergreen. You will get olive. I mean, you might get some olives. They often don't ripen enough, do they? Because of our climate
yeah,
here.
but I've had olives on my olive
Sean
tree.
was saying he's had olives and been able to eat them some years. Just depends what kind of summer we get.
Yeah, I think back in 2022 when we had that really hot period, you know, some people did actually get a few edible olives.
But listen, you're not growing them for it to be an edible. It's very much about it being ornamental, decorative, sort of beautiful, evergreen, low maintenance, and absolutely really very interesting with that extra spiral stem that we're talking about there. So make sure that you use the code YGTV2324 if you want to get that extra discount on the second one. £30 each is what they're going to work out as. 680205. Now, we asked you to tell us what have you got in your heavy-duty black pots, and you have answered. Thank you so much. So, Eleanor, first of all. I've got my mini orchard, my strawberries, and a clematis in one. In hers. Karen says she's got strawberries, apple tree, blueberries, potatoes, duo plum, currants, and gooseberries.
My goodness me.
That is a proper little grow your own section, isn't it? In the heavy duty pots. So that's it on that chat for hang on. Yeah, that's it on that chat for now. But yeah, let me know what else, all of you, what have you got growing? I was just listing mine. Tomatoes, blueberries, 4 different types of blueberries. I didn't get to replant my strawberries. I've still got them in those floppy ones, but I will do that at some point. I'll put the strawberries in them as well.
Yeah, and sometimes as well, people don't have an area where they can dig down, do they? I mean, you know, or you might have really stony, poor soil, or you might just have a patio or somewhere. You know, because they've got the real depth in these as well. It does allow you to grow those things, and also it slightly raises things up as well, doesn't it? Which again can make things easier for some people as well.
I need to bring you back though to the olives. Karen is saying, would these olives survive in a front glass porch with sunshine all day?
Oh, they'd love it. You can't give olives enough sun.
So these could be a perfect porch plant, conservatory plants. They don't need to be outside. It's probably worth taking them outside in the summer if you know, give them some fresh air and light in the summer. But yeah, they could live in a patio porch, right?
Yeah, they can. I mean, the only problem sometimes is when you have things like this indoors too long, you can get sort of pests like red spider and mealybug and stuff like that. They can be a bit more susceptible, which they don't get when they're outside. But you could certainly keep them inside for a little while during the summer, especially when there's lots of air circulating. Not in the winter time though. They wouldn't like being indoors in the winter time. They'd defoliate. But yeah,
because the thing is, they don't like all the centrally heated and all that sort of stuff.
But I mean, you know, these are plants that like huge amounts of sun. Olea europea is the kind of the posh name for them. So you know, they do originate from sort of southern Mediterranean, that part of the world where they're used to being really baked, and you can tell that by the foliage, by the look of the foliage underneath the leaves. They've got that sort of shimmery shiny look, and that is a way of a plant protecting itself against high UV and stuff like that, and that stops the evaporation of too much moisture. So they're all adaptations that plants make when they grow in those sorts of hot parts of the world. So yeah, certainly don't worry about putting this somewhere hot. What you'd really hate is somewhere really shady, but you can't give an olive too much sunshine.
Lovely. Karen says, thank you for the answer. Fabulous. Let's go back over to the oleanders, shall we? Because this has been... So along with the cannas and the Coreopsis, oleanders, these are the top 3 items that we've got this week in our YGTV show. So the canna lilies, the Coreopsis and the oleander. And we know why this one's such an amazing deal. It is beautiful, first of all. It's tropical, it's lush, it gives us all those holiday feels. But what we've done is knock some money off this. Ryan. He's our new favourite friend. Oleander bush, the red variety is what we're offering you. It's pink next week. The red is what you can get hold of this week on a buy two for £19.90. Is that 99 or 98? Thank you. 19.99. So basically, what we've done is £14.99 for one, half price of our usual price. You can put a second one in your basket and get it for a £5. Makes them a third of the usual price each. That is fantastic, isn't it? Of course, if you're a club member, you can take 10% discount off that as well. Do consider joining our club. It costs just £5 to join, but every time you place an order within a 12-month period for your pots, your compost, your plants, you'll get 10% discount. Plus, you'll get £20 worth of YouGarden vouchers sent out to you in the welcome pack. Breaks down to £5 every 3 months that you can spend on whatever it is that you choose to spend it on. The £5 option is on auto renewal. You can cancel that renewal though. We're not locking you in. You can cancel that renewal, but it's well worth keeping it going, because as long as you keep that auto renewal going, you will only ever pay £5. Your price for the club will never change. If we all of a sudden put the price up to 50 quid for the club membership, doesn't matter. When you renew, it will only ever cost you £5. We're not like those phone companies.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, come and join us. Oh, come and join us. It's only a £5. It's only a £5. Come on. Now it's 50 quid. We don't do that. I got really mad at my phone company recently because they just did that to me, and I find it so annoying.
Yeah, it's annoying. Your
renewal will only ever be £5 as long as you keep that subscription going. But yes, this is the Oleander. You're going to get 2 of them. Amazing deal, amazing price, even better price if you're in the club. But what these are going to provide for us for such a long time is going to be great, isn't it?
It's going to be absolutely amazing, Bex, because they give you that sort of holiday, sort of tropical feeling. So if you've been abroad on holidays and stuff and you see these at the airport, you see them going down the middle of the motorways, you see them in all the towns and cities and balconies, and they just put up with full sun, they put up with scorching hot sun, they put up with dry conditions, they put up with kind of dust and pollution. But you can grow these in the UK. They're hardy down to about -5 in the UK. And the more mature they get, the more hardy they get as well. But there's just something I've got to say to you.
What's that?
Get your pot off. Get your pot off, baby. Get your pot off right now.
Oh, my word.
No, not that pot, that pot. Get your pot off.
Get your pot off. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Hang on, I'm going to go for the other one.
We want to see those roots.
Oh,
come on. Hey, look at that.
Yes, beauty,
every
right
time.
there. I'm going to do the other one as well, just so you can see they're both as good.
And that's the quality you always get from us.
Yeah, and it is, genuinely. Okay, so our head gardener is so proud of the relationship that we've got with this Sicily grower. They genuinely are, the best grower of oleanders. There is a waiting list to get to work with them. We joined that waiting list. We've been working with them for several years now. I think it's like 10-year waiting list to get to work with them. And it's because of the quality of the plants that they breed and grow and that we have that relationship with. So they're multi-stemmed. Each one of those... genuinely, I think there's 9 stems coming. Yeah, 9 stems on each of those plants, plus the foliage goes all the way down to the base. You saw the root structure there. They are amazing quality, and they're going to flower for you all summer long. If you would like some pots to go with these, we've got an amazing deal for you on the Laval planters. Now, you can go for a twin pack. £14.98, and that'd be great for your oleanders. They'd live in there quite happily, certainly for a year, probably 2, maybe even tickling into 3 as well. They look beautiful, they're UV stabilised, they're frost resistant, they will last you for many, many years.
They look good in those 2 pot specs, don't they? That looks so pretty. Really nice. I mean, you can imagine bookending them either side of a front or a back door, top of a flight of steps, for example.
Love
Magnificent.
Them.
Yeah.
But we've got an even better deal, because on that deal, so they're £14.98 for the twin pack, so that works out at £7.50 each. However, if you add another twin pack into your basket, so that you're getting basically 4 of these, you will pay £19.98. So it breaks down to £5 a pot rather than £7.50 a pot. You'll have 4 of them. And sometimes it's nice to have multiples of the same pot, isn't it?
It is. Yes, I was getting distracted there. There's a bit shouting going on outside.
Yeah, we can hear some people outside.
I mean, these are what I like about these. These look really, really high end. These look really classic, really sharp, and you would walk past these, you would not guess these were plastic. I mean, these look like stone pots.
They
really do look like attractive pots.
Big drainage holes as well, actually.
Which is nice, isn't it?
And channels there, look, where the water can drain away as well. So these really are genuinely very, very good quality, and they're super, super pretty. And of course, we've got them on amazing price for you as well, at just £5 per pot. 130595 is the item number. Make sure you use the code YGTV2324. That's how you get your savings. It's also how we enter into your basket excuse me, the free gift that you will get with every single purchase that you make today. And that, my friends, is one of the best free gifts that we can give you, particularly at this time of year. That is a bag of our blooming fast superior plant food. And it is superior, isn't it?
It is superior because it's not just nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium, what we call NPK. It's got the trace elements. So, you know, sometimes when you grow plants, sometimes the leaves go a bit yellowy, or, you know, you get really weak growth and stuff. That can be a lack of trace elements. This has got those trace elements, so it literally is the most complete feed that you can give your plants.
Yeah, and it makes this one little sachet here, which is worth $4.99, by the way. We do sell it for $4.99. That is going to make 100 litres. For me, that's 10 watering cans. For a regular watering can, which is 5 litres, that's 20. I don't know why I've got a massive watering can. I don't know. It is heavy. I should do a 5 litre. Anyway, it makes 100 litres of feed. One little spoonful into your watering can, fill it up with water, you're ready to go. You can even empty it into your water butts as well if you want to. Right, we're bringing you back over now to the Lucky Dip Perennial Plant Collection. Let me run you through the deal, and then Adam can tell you some of the plants you're getting in there. 9 of these in 9cm pots. These are not little plug plants. We'll take some out so you can see that they're not just little plug plants put into 9cm pots. These have been growing in these pots. You can see that from the root structures. But what we've got is a buy one, get one free. So if you put one in your basket and you enter the code YGTV2324, you'll get another 9 put into your basket. So that's 18 perennial plants delivered direct to your door. Mixture of colours, shapes, sizes, mixture of aspects of places in your garden that you can put them, fragrances, foliage colours. There's so much going on here, and it's incredible value. If you're in the club, it works out as £1 per pot. In the garden centre, it'd be a lot more.
These could be 2 litre pots, and they could be $4.99, $5.99 each. And I've just pulled this little Alchemilla mollis out of the pot and made me laugh again. Look at that. I mean,
squeeze and tease.
Look at the root system on that. Yeah.
Little squeeze, because you can see that's starting to go round and round. So give it a little squeeze, and then pull those roots. Yeah, look,
just
it
tease them
really
out, yeah.
nicely. Just tease them out, and then they'll go into the ground and create gorgeous, gorgeous growth.
But you see, you know, the moral of the story here is we haven't literally just taken a little cutting, stuck it in this pot 4 weeks ago, and put the price up, and it's barely established. You know, this is such a well-grown on plant. We've upped the quality, we've down the price. You know, it's absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, that's very good.
This one, by the way, this Alchemilla mollis, this is a great ground cover plant. This is great for shadier positions, but you might have somewhere that's full sun that gets really, really baked. And,
I love this.
You know,
salvia. Love this salvia.
Look at this salvia. That will do well for a really
colour.
open, sunny, hot, dry position. It will really thrive and love that. You might want a perennial like this Artemisia that's got a bit of semi-evergreen aromatic foliage on it. Well, you might get one of those as well. So you've got such a fantastic mix in here. You've got geums. You've got Gaillardias that are very late summer flowering. You've got a Leucanthemum here with those lovely big daisy flowers. You've got here it's gone out my head, the name of that. I'm not going to look at it because I know what it is. Begins with A.
I'll look at it.
Goodness me, I know that one. It's a yarrow. Achillea.
Yes, well done, well done.
Yeah, you've got the Achillea with its lovely feathery foliage. And if you want, you know, and you might be lucky as well to get...
I've got that growing, actually. I should know that name.
A hollyhock. So you could get something really, really super tall and dramatic. But these, I mean, I can understand how we're doing these for this price. I mean, look at this Gaillardia down the front here.
Yeah.
Goodness sake.
Flowers.
I mean, that could be in a 2 litre pot in a garden centre for at least 5, 6, 7 quid.
Yep.
Already flowering.
It is incredible, honestly. It's 18 pots. It's a buy one, get one free. So the deal is get one item number, which includes the 9 9cm pots. Enter the code YGTV2324. We'll give you another Lucky Dip Perennial collection as well. So you'll get 18 in total. Love the fact that it's a Lucky Dip, because when it comes to your house, you're not going to know what you're getting, but they will all be labelled so that you can have, you know, you can go through, you can work out what you're going to plant, where you're going to plant them. You're not going to get more than 2 of the same. What we do say is each pack So 9, you should get 9 unique ones, and then you'll get another 9. So you might get some repeats, but the chances are you're going to get a bunch of different ones.
And you've got your label on the side there as well, telling you exactly what it is.
So you can tell it's got the item number on it, it's got the description on it as well. So when you get them, if you're not sure of what some of them are, you can then go onto the website, type them in, and then you can go in and research, and then you can work out where it is that you're going to plant them.
Because we have that care section as well, don't we, on our plants as well?
Yeah,
so,
absolutely. So it tells you where they need to go, it tells you the size, when they're going to flower, what kind of position, whether it's sun or full sun. So you can go in and you can find all of that out. 561046, use the code. If you want to get the free lot, use the code YGTV2324. Right, we're just going to show you the other 2 massively favourite ones that we've had on the show today. Everything's been very popular, lots of things selling, but the most popular has been the Coreopsis, the early sunrise. Beautiful, bright yellow balls of sunshine.
Well, they're like flowering sunshine, basically. That's what they are. I mean, these lovely, lovely double flowers, but still with some stamens and pollen there as well. Come up year after year after year, flower for month after month after month. Lovely, strong, rigid stems holding these flowers upright, even in the windy and wet weather. A nice, compact plant. I mean, these get to about knee height, not much higher than that, really. Great for pots and containers. So I haven't said it yet today, but if you're just 3 floors up on a balcony, you can enjoy these in a pot somewhere. So yeah, really, really happy, cheery, easy to grow plants. Not particularly fussed about soil. Their only demand they'll probably give you is just put me somewhere bright and sunny and well drained, and I'll just give you glorious, happy, sunshiny coloured flowers for years to come.
Yeah, and they're super easy, honestly. They're very, very simple to look after. I can tell you that I got them. They are really, really easy, but the bright yellow colour really is standout. Nice and tall the stems get as well. 560890 is the item number, and you will get 3 of those 9 centimetre pots for £9.99. That's £3.33 each. They will sort of clump out as well, so you can divide those if you want to.
Yeah, once they're established.
Once they're established, they will form those clumps, and you can divide them and spread them around your garden. Free plants, free flowers. We love that. Right, let's move you on to I think what's going to be the final item of the show. We'll wait and see. But this is the Canna, the Canova, the bronze peach. This one. This is definitely a feel of tropical. This looks like a musa, doesn't it? It looks like a banana leaf.
Yeah, I mean, it's got that similar look like a banana leaf as well. But even at that size, they look dramatic. But again, the value of these is insane. I mean, these are such fabulously well-established plants. I mean, look how thick that stem is. And what that stem, the thickness of that stem indicates to me that these are going to flower for you this year. Look at that. You had to fight to pull that out of that pot.
I did have to fight a little bit. I gave it a little squeeze. It came out.
Such a quality plant there, Beck. So get these into your pots, get these into your garden. And if you think, I can't grow cannas, lifetime guarantee on these as well. So you haven't got that worry. If these die, for whatever reason, we'll replace these for you free of charge. You just need to pay the P&P.
Well, our lovely friend at East Coast Tropical, he was the one that was saying about how, Nathan, how you every year just divides them, spreads them around for a chance for his garden to come back without fail.
Yeah, because what you find is, as the years go by, they send up more and more shoots. Yeah. So then you can dig the clump up if you want, and you can just cut the clump up into 3 or 4 separate groups and replant.
I might try these. Where am I going to put them?
Just imagine those peachy coloured flower spikes on top of that bronzy kind of brown foliage.
Oh, lovely.
That is going to be such a wonderful tropical look, isn't it?
So gorgeous.
It's been a theme today, isn't it, really? That kind of lovely, wonderful coloured foliage.
We've had a bit of that lately. We have the Alstroemeria and a few ones like that. But I think it's all to do about that contrast, isn't it? And it's what we're all looking for. It's a feast for the eyes, not just for your nostrils.
And we want gorgeous foliage as well as flowers, don't we?
Yeah, we
eye
do.
feast, nostril feast.
That's going to be the new
Lots of feasts. A big slap-up meal of a feast of plants.
Hashtag eye feast. Hashtag nostril feast. Yeah, it's not going to work, is it?
No.
Right, we're into the last minute and a half. Sorry, I just got a stabbing pain in my eye then. Right, let's tell you some of the things that you need to know. Thank you, first of all, for your company. We have loved it. It's just wonderful, isn't it? The community that we've got going on here. Really enjoy all your comments and all your pictures that you've sent in. We are going to be back, myself and Adam. We're back on Sunday, 10 until 2 o'clock.
Yeah, just a little old show on Sunday, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
Not
easy.
long.
Lovely Sean Ryan is going to be at QVC on Sunday. I know he's in the 9 o'clock. He's got a little bit in the 9 o'clock show and a little bit in the 10 o'clock show. 2, and then he's back on for a full hour at 2 o'clock. I'm sure he'll be posting stuff on his social media as well, but it's perfect timing because you can watch all of us if you so choose. So remember, your free gift is one of the best free gifts, particularly for this time of year. That is the Blooming Fast, our absolutely amazing feed. One of these with every single purchase that you make. So I would recommend, if you can, place multiple purchases, because this is something you need at this time of year, isn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah, want to be feeding those plants weekly if you can. Every other week is what I normally get round to. I try weekly and I never manage it.
Not the amount of plants you got. I'm not surprised. Need an assistant.
We really have enjoyed your company. Thank you so much. Back on Sunday, 10 until 2 o'clock. As I said, Sean will be doing a full hour on QVC at 2 o'clock as well. We're going to go and have a look around the nursery, I think. Come and join us on Sunday, though. See you soon. Bye.